Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the San Diego Padres versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in just a couple minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left, we have the OG Manny Machado. And on the right, our super stud, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineup here first for the visiting San Diego Padres. Leading off for the Padres at DH, Luis Arraez. The best pure hitter in baseball right now. Period. Batting second, playing right field, Fernando Tatis Jr. Batting third, playing left field, throw it far, hit it far, Jurickson Profar. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman, Manny Machado. Batting fifth, playing second base, it's the Crone Zone, Jake Cronenworth. Batting sixth, playing shortstop for the Padres, Xander Bogaerts. Batting seventh, playing center field, Jackson Merrill. And I skipped one ahead here. Here we go. Batting eighth, playing first base, Donovan Solano. I was about to say, where the hell did the photo go? And batting ninth, catching today for San Diego, Kyle Higashioka. And on the mound for the Padres, Yu Darvish. 4-3 record, 3.51 ERA, coming back from an injury. We'll see what you can do. And let's get into the starting lineups here very quickly for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in right field, Victor Robles. Batting second, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing first base, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, DHing for Seattle, Justin Turner. Batting seventh, playing second base, Jorge Polanco. Batting eighth, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. And batting ninth, playing third base, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And on the mound for the Mariners with an 11-10 record, an ERA of 3.61, it is our guy, George Kirby. And hopefully we can get a good outing of 6 or 7 solid innings out of George here tonight. And let's get into the starting lineup here for the Padres, and we'll see what we got here today. Leading off, DHing for San Diego, Luis Arraez. Batting second, right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr. And batting third this inning, left fielder, Jurickson Profar. Let's go, baby. Likes up, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and we're going to shoot for 100 in the donos on every single stream. First pitch, George Kirby. All the way to Randy Arozarena in left field, 1 away. Matt in the building, how are you? Hopefully that you're feeling a little bit better today. Captain Oreo in the building, go Mariners. Snowman in the building, what's good? Daniel in the building, what's good? Let's go, baby. Luis Arraez has only struck out twice since the All-Star break. I had to take a double check and a double look at that. That's what the Mariners need. We need players like that don't strike out. Next up, right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr. First pitch on the corner for a strike, 0-1 count. And I apologize I wasn't able to come through a little bit earlier. I wanted to start the stream about 6:30, but it literally took me an hour and a half to make the thumbnail. And as soon as I got almost finished, the text would be behind the player or behind the logo. And I had to restart my computer like 4 fucking times. I almost pulled my hair out. But luckily, after I screamed at the universe and I said, I'm running out of time. I need to be able to get this fucking stream going. Luckily, after I restarted my computer for like the fucking 5th time, the program rebooted properly and I was able to get the thumb. Otherwise, I would have been late today. And normally it only takes me about a half hour to an hour to make a thumb, but sometimes the programs end up being difficult. It's hard to bring over the images that look good. And sometimes you'll have the logo, in the front or in the back, or the text ends up being behind the player. And I got to make sure everything looks clean and fresh for the NWSF. We got standards here. Top of the first, 0-0 Padres and Mariners with 1 away, 0-2 pitch. Little dribbler to J.P. Crawford. Throw to Luke Raley, 2 away. Luis Ariz, goodbye. Fernando Tatis Jr., see you later. Next up, hit it far, throw it far, left fielder, Jurickson, Profar. And I love this player's journey. He was an average player with the Padres. They sent him off to the Rockies. He was miserable. They brought him back this year, and then he turned into an all-star. They had quite a few injuries with Tatis, Yu Darvish, and a few others. And it's really cool to be able to see a guy that was average or a role player and get sent away, come back, and then show them why you brought him back. And not only that, he exceeded expectations and ended up being an all-star this year, and I hope he'll be an all-star for Elliott next year as well. Big swing and a miss behind him the count 0-2. I like the way that George Kirby is pitching so far here in the top of the first. Let's go, baby. We need you, George. Bring that heat, and we'll be doing the Mariners today and the Mariners tomorrow for this particular matchup. And then we got Thursday night football, which I believe will be the Bills and the Dolphins. That one crushed foul. Behind in the count, still 0-2. But it's nice to be able to have a little bit of a switch up. We ended up doing, close to 150 games, throughout this season. We're getting to that point, and there's not going to be anybody else that's going to cover the Seattle Mariners or really most baseball teams with 150 plus or 150 out of 162 games. Right over the head of J.P. Crawford. Jurickson Profar strikes again. See, that's what happens when I end up talking up a player. They end up playing well. It happens every single time. Nice job by Profar. Hit it far, throw it far, Jurickson Profar. I see you. Next up, third baseman, Manny Machado. Let's go, baby. DX in the building. How are you? Sarah in the building. How are you? First pitch to Manny Machado. Fouled that one back. Ahead of the count, 0-1. And I like that. Every single batter that Kirby has faced so far, he's got him into the 0-2 count. So that's a good sign, instead of him being at 3-0 or hitting a batter or, having bad walks. We know George doesn't typically walk people, but we want to make sure we're getting guys out early and often. This team is a playoff team, the San Diego Padres. The Mariners are a fringe, playoff team. We don't know if we're going to get in or not, but if we can find a way to play up to the competition of the Padres, you never know. We might actually end up winning one of these games. Maybe we'll win more than one. Who knows? Top of the first, 0-0. Runner at first, Profar. 2 outs, 0-1 pitch. Right down the middle with some smoke on it. Behind in the count, 0-2. Big swing and a miss. I like that. And think about these guys that they have on the Padres for Elliott. Luis Ariz, the best contact hitter. Fernando Tatis Jr., normally an all-star. Profar, an all-star. Machado, an all-star. That's a pretty solid front four, just like the Dodgers, right? With Mookie Betts, right? Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Teoscar Hernandez. Got him. There we go, baby. What a start by our boy, George Kirby. Okay. Nice job, George. We love that. It's always great when we don't give up 1 to 4 runs within the first 2 innings. We feel like we actually have a fucking chance. And I like that Dan Wilson answered my message. I was saying, we want to make sure we're putting J.P. Crawford lower in the batting lineup. And I get it. You don't want to have a grandfathered in just because you're a leadoff hitter. When you're shitty, we got to keep you there. No, we got to make sure we move you down, and we want to put the most productive hitters at the top. So they got Victor Robles leading off, and they got JP all the way down to the 8-hole. And I know that might be a little bit of an ego hit, but that's going to help the Mariners win these games instead of having JP strike out or go 0 for 4 or maybe lucky 1 for 5. But he hasn't really been good since coming back, from the injury with the broken pinky. But we still love him. But in reality, he does deserve to be in the 8 or the 9 hole. And I'm glad that Dan Wilson listened to the message and made the change. Leading off for the Mariners, right fielder Victor Robles. Batting second, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And I think I would prefer Julio on the 4 or the 5 hole, not the 2 hole, but we'll see how it works out tonight. And batting third, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, baby. Ooh, baby. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys take care of your mental health, addiction, depression, anxiety. These are things that not only I've gone through, but I know some of y'all are going through it now or have in the past. Make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Hold yourself accountable and make a change. Exercise if you're not exercising. If you're eating fast food every day, fucking stop it. Eat a little bit healthier. Listen to music for 30 minutes a day and make sure that you're staying in a positive space like the NWSF, spending time with friends, family, and pets. You'd be really surprised if you make these minor adjustments. It'll help you win the day. Let's go, baby. Next up here in the box in the bottom of the first, Yu Darvish on the mound, Victor Robles in the box. Big swing and a miss. Had some garbage low at the knees by Yu Darvish. And obviously, Yu has been out for the big chunk of the year right now. So, again, just 4-3 record. And again, normally with Yu Darvish, he's a guy that can give you 10 to 15 wins. But again, if you're kind of bad, probably take him a few starts to kind of get back to his normal self. But I know the Padres are excited about you because that's going to be a key component, especially if they make the playoffs, which they will, and do some damage. I know the Phillies and the Dodgers do not want to see the Padres. It's probably the most dangerous, team that's slept on in the National League. You got the Brewers, you got the Braves, you got some of these other floater teams, but I really think the Padres might be the third most dangerous team in the National League, with the Dodgers being 1, Phillies 2, Padres 3. 1-2 pitch from Darvish to Robles. Robles popped up to the shortstop. 1 away. Okay, Victor. When Victor gets going early, that's usually a key sign of a Mariner win. So hopefully he'll get a hit at his second at-bat. But normally when he gets a hit right away, that trickles down to not only the 2-hole hitter, Julio, but the 3-hole hitter and the 4-hole hitter. Come on, Victor. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Bring that electricity, baby. We would love one of these. Tridents up. Let's go. Jaden in the building. What's good? Little slow roll dribbler. Throw to first. Throw is a little high. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Yeah, and again, I had to go to the store today and run some errands, so I apologize. I wasn't able to pump out any more reaction videos. I'm going to be doing probably about 5 to 8 each week. I did 5 this week, and Paisley needed me kind of in the afternoon, and I want to make sure that I give her all the love and attention that she needs. There was a few that I was thinking about doing, and I could always do them tomorrow, even though it's a little late for doing them on Wednesday. But maybe I'll end up doing the Cowboys and Browns and maybe a couple others, depending on if I have time in the morning. And we will be streaming same time, same place here on YouTube at 6:30 Pacific, and it'll be on FS1 tomorrow. But all of them didn't really hit, except for the Saints and the Panthers. That reaction video is over 3,000 views, and that's kind of what I expect, 1,000 to 5,000 views, depending on if it hits the algorithm. But unfortunately, 4 of the 5 didn't even crack 1,000. So I know that I haven't done reaction videos since football season, and there's going to be some newbies and some of the OGs that have to come back to the channel if they're not a regular watcher. And I know as I pump them out each week, we're going to get more and more fans coming back and some newbies as well. Cal Raleigh Back. Goodbye. 1-0 Mariners, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Big dumper, Cal Raley. 30 home runs, 395 feet, the best player on the Mariners, our MVP. Way to bring that electricity, Cal Raley. Let's go. That's my fucking boy. Yes. He said, hey, Victor Robles ain't going to come up big. He would have gotten a single anyways. But you know who won't get a single? Big dumper, Cal Raley. And again, you know, it's kind of a damn shame that he got disrespected and didn't get into the All-Star game. I got a lot of love for Salvador Perez on the Royals, even though he's a little older. And Adley Rutschman is always going to be the most popular catcher, kind of like when Buster Posey was playing and Pudge Rodriguez. But the bottom line is, if you look at home runs, RBIs, and you look at defensive ability, Cal is number one in MLB baseball. And he's going to end up having the most home runs as a catcher from when he was a rookie until this year. He's been leading the league in homers every single year from the catcher position, not overall, but just for catchers. And so at some point, batting average has to be a little overrated. You know, I get it. Cal normally is only batting 200 to 220, but what do you value? A 300 hitter that's got 10 home runs, or maybe a 200 hitter that's got 30? I mean, you tell me. Of course, I don't like strikeouts and I don't like low batting averages, but at the end of the day, defense matters, leadership matters, RBIs and home runs matter. I feel like batting average is important, but it's not as important as home runs and RBIs. Shame on you, MLB, for not putting Cal in, but he will be in next year, hopefully as an alternate to Adley Rutschman. And if we're being honest, I hope he starts one day over Adley Rutschman because, again, he brings us so much early, and not only early, but late in games with that clutch factor. And I love his leadership. If we didn't have Cal Raley, and imagine if Mitch Garver was our everyday catcher, our pitchers would even be worse than they are right now. And a lot of them have about a 500 record. So you have to realize him throwing guys out at first and second, him motivating the pitchers, Logan Gilbert, right? Brian Wu, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, who just went to the IL. You know, we want to make sure that every pitcher is getting the love. And Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, those guys are great, but they wouldn't be as great without big dumper Cal Raley. Let's go, my guy. Hell yeah. 1-0 Mariners. Let's see who's up next here for the Padres. Great start for the Mariners. Let's go. My phone is blowing up. Big dumper, big dumper, big dumper. Cal, baby. Big GGGGGDUMPERRRRRRRRR. And that's the message. Let's go. Let's go. All right, next up for the Padres, it's the Crone Zone. Big Cronenworth. Batting second in the 6-hole, shortstop Xander Bogart. And batting third, center fielder Jackson Merrill. Let's go, Mariners. Yeah, I saw that. Congrats on that. Yeah, it was nice. I feel like, a lot of people are trying to act like, we know the Panthers are not a very good team and the Commanders don't look like they're a very good team either. But it's the simple fact that the Saints put up 47 and the Bucs put up 37. Let's not act like every team in the NFL could do that, even against bad competition. It takes a lot of skill set and a lack of turnovers and great execution to put up 37 to 47 points in the NFL. Even when you go against bad teams, because I guarantee you're going to see other teams play Carolina and Washington and not throw up 37 and 47. NFC South is always underrated. What it do, and we're going to always represent to the fullest. Let's go. Megan in the building. What's good? Matt, let's go. Cap Norio, what's good? Megan with a 5-er. Pitch in the zone to Crone Zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okay, no worries. I appreciate the support. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jab. Bang, bang. $5 holla. 95 to go. Appreciate you so much. Little chopper up the middle. Polo, throw to first. Yes. There we go. That's the defensive play that I'm looking for Jorge Polanco. A lot of times he ends up having errors, or he's out of position, or the glove work or the footwork is fucked up. They're going to nice dive, gets up off a knee, throws it to first. Luke Raley, let's go. Off a knee, on the ground. Double knees, baby. There we go, Polo. Nice job. Hell yeah. Next up, shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. First pitch, a ball to Xander Bogaerts. They got a fire lineup. If you really look at it, you know, there's a reason why I think the Dodgers and Phillies, whether they won't publicly admit it, but Luis Ariz, the best contact hitter, you know, doesn't strike out. I think he struck out twice since the All-Star break. And we got guys that strike out 4 or 5 times in a game. So it shows it's like kind of a modern-day Ichiro. Fernando Tatis Jr., all-star type of player. Profar, all-star. Machado, typically an all-star. Cronenworth, a good role player. Bogaerts has been like an all-star type of player. Jackson Merrill, up and coming. And then Solano and Higashioka. Those are guys that are kind of at the bottom. Nothing too special about them. But if you look at the majority of their lineup, 7 out of 9, pretty solid. And again, they might be able to go on upset alert once we get to the playoffs. I wouldn't be shocked one bit. Top of the second, 1-0 Mariners with a big dumper home run, number 30 for Cal Raleigh. And that's huge, you know, for catchers in MLB. And again, he came in as a rookie in 2022, led all catchers and homers, did it last year in 2023, and is going to do it again here in 2024. How many years in a row can Big Dumper do it? You tell me. 2-2 pitch to Bogaerts. Popped up. Robles is there. 2 away. Next up for the Padres, center fielder Jackson Merrill. MSU in the building, Son of God in the building. What's good? Hope you guys are having a good day. All right, we're at double-digit likes. We need 8 more to be able to get to 20. Thank you to everyone that has smashed the like button so far. And if you're in the room and haven't done it yet, please do. Help us get to 20 in the first hour so we can hit the algorithm, and then it'll be smooth sailing to get 30 to 50 as the stream goes along. 0-1 pitch from George Kirby, low into the dirt at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hell yeah, bro. Congrats. That's a big win. 11-0? Wow. Obviously, we know the Rockies aren't really, you know, a big, competitive team, but you'll take an ass whooping at any given point or moment. And on top of that, to throw a complete game, kudos, bro. Awesome. Top of the second, 1-0 Mariners. Nobody on, 2 outs. Kirby on the mound, 25 pitches in, 2-1 pitch. Pitches outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Come on, George. Let's go, baby. We need you. Thank you for the like and share, Megan, on the post as well. Big swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jackson Merrill. Let's go, George. Keep it going. Play with that swag and that confidence. He's looked good today. I have a feeling we're going to win today. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Randy Arozarena. And that is a very easy 1-2-3, top of the second. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. Mariners ahead 1-0 with a big dumper home run, 395 feet to right field. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman, Luke Raley. Batting second, DHing for Seattle, Justin Turner. And batting third, second baseman with that great defensive gem, Jorge Polanco. And who knows, will he be an unsung hero today and maybe be holding the trident at some point tonight? That would be nice. He's overdue. He's ready for a home run. Let's go, Jorge. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's get to that good number, baby. And anything that you want to be able to see photo-wise, Megan, before you have to dip out, let me know, and I got you. And shout out to Megan, Matt, Lauren, and Sarah for helping out on the post on the Twitter/X. I appreciate the four of you very, very much. Let's go. Good start for the Mariners. We love it. And I'm going to peek ahead to tomorrow. Luis Castillo on the IL. And so he'll be out for a little while. So we'll have to see what kind of happens with that, with our rotation. But tomorrow on FS1, same time, same place. The first pitch will be at 6:40. I'll be live at 6:30 as long as I don't have a bugaboo problem with the thumbnail again. But we got Michael King, who's actually pretty solid for them. 12-8 record, 3.10 ERA with one of my favorites, Brian Wu, 7-2 record, 2.36 ERA. Should be a pitching duel. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, not only today, but tomorrow. And then we'll end up doing the Bills and Dolphins on Thursday. Bunt by Luke Raley. Foul. Oh, I already know. All the regulars, a little Anson, little Stefan, a little Glenn. And I was, doing some deep diving and research. And we know that Charles Cross, right, has had his ups and had his downs, drafted very, very high and, did well a little bit early on and then kind of was out of position and was getting kind of outworked and people were criticizing him, and fairly so. He came into this year with a brand new focus, and believe it or not, he is actually rated the number one tackle, right, from PFF in week number 1, and not on the Seahawks, but overall. So that is a great improvement for a guy that we always knew could be that type of player, but didn't really show it in the first couple years. So I'm really, really happy, and I know you're going to be happy about that because I know how much you love Charles Cross. And again, some Seahawk fans were already kind of done with him, but again, sometimes it takes a guy a couple years to be able to find themselves the right body weight, the right diet, the right technique. And I was really pleased to see Charles Cross rated number 1 through PFF out of all tackles in week 1. And they could say, well, oh, dog, it's only 1 week. Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about a guy that normally would never be rated that high throughout the whole season. So to be number 1, even for a week, is a great sign moving forward. And chances are he probably won't be number 1 just for 1 week. There's a chance that he'll be up there again. Luke Raley back, and he nuked it. See ya! 2-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Luke Raley strikes again. 2-0 M's. Let's go. Luke. Hell yeah. Way to bring the electricity in the lineup. Big dumper and Luke Raley. 2-0 Mariners. I guess the only shitty thing is we didn't have guys on to be able to have 2-run homers or 3-run homers. They're solo jacks apiece, but we'll take it. Let's go. Hell yeah. That got me pumped. I'm juiced. Let's go. Hell yeah. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Mariners, and it's on Yu Darvish. But again, this is a injured Yu Darvish that is just kind of getting back into form, so that's why we're probably homering off him. Now, if this was a healthy Yu, we probably would have no home runs at this point. So we'll take a kind of a rehabbing assignment Yu Darvish rather than a healthy one. But either way, 2-0 Mariners. 0-2 pitch to Justin Turner. Little dribbler, floater, yes! There we go. Nice job by JT with that little floater over the shortstop. Loop single by JT. Justin Turner, big red turn. Next up, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. I mean, you want to join the party too? We already got 2 home runs with the trident. You want to be next? Let's go Polo. You already had a good defensive play early on, throwing from the knees. We love that. And if you're just hopping into the room, big dumper Cal Raleigh with a solo shot, 1-0 in the first, and then Nuke Raley with a solo shot here just about a minute and a half ago. 2-0 Mariners on you, Darvish. Let's go, M's. Hell yeah. Reflect in the building. What's good, brother? Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. We're at 10. Let's go, baby. 90 to go. Mississippi State. But close enough. Mississippi. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Seattle. Runner at first. 1-1 pitch. Pitch on the corner. Did he paint it? 2 balls and 1 strike. Last 14 games, .087 average, 4 for 46. My God, Polo, wake up. Polo, little dribbler, double play. Of course it is. Throw to first, off a bounce. Damn it, Polo. At least his defense was a little bit decent there, but Polo hits into a double play. 2 away. I'm going to get some photos for the 2 of you guys here in just a second. Come on, Polo. Find your rhythm. 4 for 47 now. That's terrible. Not even batting 100. It's like Mitch Garver, but worse. Golly. Next up, a guy that has been struggling as well, but we moved him into the 8 hole and not grandfathering him into the 1 spot because, again, you want the best hitters at the top of the order to get the most at-bats. And I'm glad that Dan, I know JP's ego is probably bruised a little bit, but this is the right decision to put him in the 8 or the 9 hole. And he's hit safely 4 out of the last 5 games. 0-1 pitch from Darvish to JP. Pops up. And that is a routine out to the first baseman. But the damage is done. 2-0 Mariners. All right, let's go get some photos up here real quick. End of the second, 2-0 Seattle. I had a good feeling about today. We haven't done some Mariner games in about 4 or 5 days, and I was really looking forward to today and tomorrow. Michael King and Brian Wu tomorrow. I couldn't ask for 2 better guys on the mound, with Kirby and Wu, and I'm glad that we have the opportunity to do that. And then obviously on Thursday, we're going to have the Bills and the Dolphins, and I think that will actually be pretty entertaining on Thursday night as well. Handsome fella. Anything that you want to be able to see reflect, you let me know. If it's not a big deal, I'll just, periodically just sprinkle some stuff in for you. Appreciate you. We're at 10, baby. 90 to go. Let's see who's up here next in the top of the third for the Padres. Next up for the Padres, first baseman Donovan Solano. Batting second in the 9 hole, catcher Kyle Higashioka. And batting third, the best pure hitter in baseball, the Ichiro, so to speak, DHing for San Diego, Luis Arise. And then when I ended up sending Justin and Reflect and a few of my buddies that stat line, I mean, I couldn't believe it, but since the All-Star break, 472 players have struck out 2+ times in a game. Luis Arise has 2 strikeouts total. I mean, that is insane. I wish the Mariners would be able to invest in a player like that. Pretty fucking impressive. Mike Leach, what a fucking gem. Mike Leach was one of the best personalities as a coach. I don't know, a lot of y'all obviously watch college football in the room as well, but if you ever got a chance to be able to hear his interviews or go back, what a gem, what a great personality. Really sarcastic player coach, but then there was some controversy with some of his coaching techniques. They had like kind of like a shed, like a punishment shed. And I think that they didn't give some of the players maybe enough hydration. And so there was a little bit of a controversy, with him and some of his coaches at one point. But rest in peace. God bless his soul. I think he, didn't really mean any malicious intent, but he was a fucking personality, to say the least. Top of the third, 2-0 Mariners. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-1 pitch from Kirby to Donovan Solano. Let's go, George. Good performance so far here out of George Kirby. 2-1 pitch. Solano fouls that one back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, George. We're going to need a good outing, a solid 6 or 7 innings. Let's go, baby. Top of the third, 2-0 Mariners. Nobody on, nobody out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Donovan Solano, a .391 career hitter at T-Mobile. Allen in the building. What's good, brother? 279 career average, 38 home runs, 275 RBIs, and 750 career hits. 2-2 pitch. Crushes that one. Foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But reflect, don't you think that Luis Arraez's stat is almost unbelievable? That he struck out twice. I mean, we get guys on our team that strike out 4 or 5 times a game. 2 times total since the All-Star break? That's a lot of fucking games. I mean, and that's when you can tell it's about technique and rhythm. And I ended up seeing a Luis Arraez interview, and he kind of mimics his, batting approach like Ichiro, trying to do the same thing over and over and over, not really changing up his, type of technique. And some players need to change. Like Julio, if he's swinging for the fences every time, you got to be able to understand, a 2-0 swing is different than, an 0-2 swing. You got to be able to figure it out. Or a 3-0 swing is different than a 2-2 swing. But with Luis Arraez, he's already got that down pat like Ichiro, and it's just about technique and seeing the ball better. And he's got better wrist and, hip movement. And that's why Luis Arraez is the best pure hitter in baseball today and has been on every team he's been on. The Twins, right? Then he ended up going to Miami, to the Marlins. Now he's on the Padres. Like, how do you let a player like that go? I'm mind boggled. Popped up. Julio is there. 1 away. Iggy is out. Goodbye, Kyle. Next up, the best pure hitter in baseball, Luis Arraez. Most consecutive plate appearances without a strikeout. He's at 116. Wow. Look at Mookie Betts at 129 in 2016, 2017. And then Juan Pierre at 143 and 147. My God. Pujols on there too with 109. Wow. 116 appearances without a strikeout. Holy cow. Ridiculous. That's the type of Mariner player that I can fall in love with. I mean, I love Ichiro, but I mean, this is the second coming of Ichiro. I don't think there's any other player that I've seen that has been as consistent as Luis Arraez. Incredible. Top of the third, 2-0 Seattle. Runner at first with 1 out. 0-1 pitch from Kirby to Arraez. And of course, Arraez gets a hit. Of course he does. Of course he does. Comical. You already knew it was going to happen. Now you got runners here at first and second. Next up, right fielder Fernando Tatis Jr. And this really does match up to the Dodger lineup of Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Teoscar Hernandez. Luis Arraez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jurickson Profar, Manny Machado. That's pretty fucking sexy on paper. And obviously, when you see them play in person, it's a joy, man. It's always nice to be able to see GOATs out there do what they do. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Captain Oreo with the fiber. I appreciate you a lot, man. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. Back. See ya! And just like that, a 3-run jack by Fernando Tatis Jr. Damn it. Wow, you knew that they were going to. Every time I compliment these mofos, they always do something big. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. I got to stop being so real and genuine and stop complimenting all these great players on the other team, because it seems like every time I fucking do it, they always do something big. And right there, a big 3-run jack. That's what we needed, with Luke Raley and his nuke, as well as Cal Raleigh. But hopefully we'll be able to answer back. 3-2 Padres with a blink of an eye. Unbelievable. And now next up, hit it far, throw it far, Jurickson Profar. My God. Crush that. We're at 15. 85 to go. Now the Padre fans are screaming, "Let's go, Padres." And again, the Padres don't come to Seattle that often. It's kind of like the Dodgers. So anytime they do show up, they're loud, and again, I feel like certain teams from LA are going to always be extremely loud and very passionate. And then that Fernando Tatis Jr. Jersey fan right there ended up getting the ball in the front row out there in the outfield. Congrats to him. That's got to be a dream come true. You're wearing the jersey, you're out there, obviously in a hostile territory, and then you're in the right place at the right time, diving for the home run ball, and then you actually get it. That's going to be a memory for that guy for the rest of his life. And then he can either keep that ball or pass it down to his son or daughter if he's got one. Awesome. Top of the third, 3-2 Padres. Nobody on, 1 out, 2 balls and 2 strikes from George Kirby. Megan with a 10er, appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Reflect and Captain Oreo and Megan, let me know what you guys are looking for photos, and I got you. Let's go. Houston Dave in the building. What's good? I mean, I would assume the Astros are going to be the team that makes it, but we still, have a small percentage, that we have a little bit of hope and faith, but just being realistic, based on how the Astros started slow, but then have been hot, we blew our chance. Like I said, we had a good chance, to be able to, significantly win the division by 5 games or more. And again, we've had some injuries and we weren't able to beat the teams that we were supposed to. And then you guys have played better than us down the stretch, but we still have a little bit of hope. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Profar. See you later. Next up for the Padres, third baseman, Manny Machado. But it's not over till the fat lady sings. So, again, we're going to go all the way to the end. And, again, we're going to battle. It doesn't help that the injuries keep hitting us. Now Luis Castillo is on the IL. One of our, he's probably our 5th best pitcher out of 5. So, it could be worse. It could be Miller or Wu or Kirby or Gilbert. So, I guess if we were going to have one pitcher get injured, Castillo would be the one. But we also have got guys like Jimmy Garcia that are done for the year. And a lot of these guys that we traded for at the deadline that we can't even use because they're injured. So, hopefully the bullpen will be good. But I do like Troy Taylor out of the bullpen, and hopefully Andres Munoz and his elbow soreness is okay, and we can give you guys a little bit of a battle as we get to the end of the year. Top of the third, 3-2 Padres. Nobody on, 2 outs. Kirby, 48 pitches in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch right down the middle into right field. And finally, we get out of the inning, but the damage was done by Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-run blast, and that's why it's so important to get on base. You never know when that big home run's gonna, come aboard. And again, it could have been, 2-1, but those other 2 guys got on, and then with 1 swing, all that momentum that we built up with Cal Raleigh, solo jack in the first, nuke Raley with a big nuke in the second, and then all of it taken away just like that with 1 swing with Fernando Tatis Jr., and that's what a playoff team looks like. 3-2 San Diego. Yeah, mathematically, but again, I'm not biased. I love my team. I've been watching them for a long, long time, but, we're still, I think we're still, as a fan base, some people in the fan base, if they're fair weather, they've given up, but for a lot of us that are hardcore, that have been watching since the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, we're always going to represent all the way to the end. And, we just hope for the best. But again, management, ownership doesn't necessarily put us in the best position to win every game. But hopefully we can give you guys a run for your money. And who knows, anything could happen. Yeah. Brash is the one I miss the most. and I've missed him at the beginning of the year. I feel if we had Brash, we would probably have like 5 to 10 more wins than what we have right now, just with him alone, pitching in the 6th and 7th, and then every once in a while in the 8th or the 9th based on injuries that we've had to some of our other players. But it hasn't been pretty, and our bullpen has been bad. Hitting has been bad, but it's gotten better with Edgar Martinez as our hitting coach, and as well as firing Scott Service and getting Dan Wilson in there. But we still have, we kind of turned the corner a little bit, with hitting and with home runs and whatnot, but I feel that we're not really in full rhythm and just yet, but we do it in spurts, where we can end up getting 5 runs or more, 2 or 3 games, and then we end up shitting the bed and getting like a 0 and getting like 1 or 2 hits, and then we have to try to, get back to the good habits and not go back to the bad. So. Next up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, J-Ro. Batting second, right fielder Victor Robles, and batting third this inning, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Bring that electricity, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Josh. Oh, 1 pitch. There we go, J-Ro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There we go. I like rooting for guys that, have been struggling. And, early on, Rojas was the only hitter in the 9-hole at batting 300 to 350. But then he went dramatically downhill like a nosedive and then was batting like 150 to 200. So it's nice to be able to see him try to get back on track. Nice job, Hollywood. Next up, right fielder Victor Robles. Let's get a hit here. Go, Victor. 0 for 1, and usually when Victor gets a hit within his first 2 at-bats, that's usually when we start raking. It sets the tone. Ooh, a bunt. Yes, 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 run. That's why Victor Robles is my boy. You never know, when you're going to get an unexpected bunt. And again, he's a perfect guy to do it, where he's got the ability where he can get singles and doubles, not really a home run hitter, right? But he can occasionally drop down the bunt. Perfect bunt right there, and there was nothing they could do. Darvish kind of takes a little bit too long. Throw is low. That great hustle by Victor Robles, and there you go. You talk it into existence. And again, when he does get a hit, and within the first 2 at-bats, we start to roll. Let's go. Great job, Victor Robles, my boy. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Be patient in the box, my guy. Julio Rodriguez, longest hit streaks, 11 games, August 28th to September 8th. And then obviously his most is 15, and that was last year from August 13th to September 2nd in 2023. So he's had streaks of 9, 11, 11, and then the big one of 15. It would be nice for him to start another one here. Yeah, great execution. And if Victor didn't run full speed, then that would have been an out for him. They weren't going to be able to get the runner at second, but Josh Rojas, but definitely could have gotten him if he didn't run hard. So, Allie in the building. What's good? Come on, J-Rod. Behind in the count 0-2, and that's usually 100% strikeout when he gets in this position. Let's see. 0-2 pitch. There it is. Strikeout. That one, it was looking, and it doesn't really matter if it's looking or swinging, but, I don't think we have a whole lot of confidence with Julio when it's an 0-2 count. But he is getting better working with Edgar Martinez, but, again, not ideal. You got to get ahead of the count. 2-0 count, not 0-2. Next up, big dumper, 1 for 1 with a solo jack 395 feet to right field, Cal Raleigh. Bring that electricity, do it again. Let's go, Cal. Cal smashes that one towards first base, foul, behind the count 0-1. That one chop foul, behind in the count 0-2. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We need 4 more to get to 20. and we got about 12 minutes to get there. So if you are in the room, do your boy a solid. Thank you. Now we're at 17. We only need 3 more, and we only have like 5 or 6 people that haven't done it yet. So a majority already has. Thank you. Popped up on an 0-2 count. Cal Raleigh, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Come on, Randy. And of course, Randy ends up hitting a home run in a game where we're not streaming it when we're doing football. Now, he doesn't hit that many traditionally, but he's at 19 right now. 20 would look great. 220 average, 20 homers, and then, get that RBI number from 52 up to 55. Come on, baby. He's not really a home run hitter, but every once in a while, a blind squirrel will get a nut. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully he'll end up, being at least productive with some hits or RBIs if he doesn't homer. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Big swing and a miss. Chased at a wild pitch, low and outside at the knees. Behind in the count now 0-2 for every batter this inning for Yu Darvish. Come on. Julio, bye-bye. Cal, bye-bye. Come on, Randy. Let's go. We need to tie this game up or take the lead and stay close. Otherwise, when the Padres get hot, it can get real ugly real quick. And this is probably my favorite sleeper team in baseball, the Padres. I legitimately think they could beat the Brewers or the Braves. And if they played the Phillies or Dodgers in the playoffs, I think they could beat them. I think that the Phillies and Dodgers are better. But if the Padres get hot, anything could happen, especially when you get some of these players back healthy. And there's a strikeout from Yu Darvish, you doing you type of things. Nice job, you. We'll give you some love. See if I can find another Yu Darvish photo here as well. Took me an hour and a half to make the thumb and almost lost my mind. So didn't really get a chance to do my normal, extra type of thing that I would like to do with other photos and whatnot. See if I can find just at least another one for him. I see you, you. Let me add this other photo to my Padre file. Got so many files, so many, you got to be able to have all of these ready. Takes such a long time to prep. All right, let's see who's up next here at the end of the third. But let's go to pitching stats here real quick since we're about a third of the way through the game. All right, Yu Darvish, let's take a look. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks. That's key. 2 Ks. Okay. Not bad, you. I see you. And let's take a look at George Kirby. What do we got running with George? George Kirby, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs with that big 3-run blast by Fernando Tatis Jr. No walks, which is good. 2 Ks as well. So both almost identical stats, but obviously the Kirby 3-run blast is not ideal, but hopefully that will be the only home run that we see here today from the Padres. Next up for the Padres, second baseman Jake Cronenworth, the Crone Zone. Top of the fourth, 3-2 Padres. Good game so far. Yeah, I think I would have rather had some bunts, drop down as well. Reflect. And again, Randy has this thing where he just stands there, or he takes a step back after the pitcher throws it and kind of gives up and hopes that it's like a ball. Swing the damn bat. I don't know what's going on with him. Sometimes he seems like he's just kind of in his own world and he's a little lackadaisical, even in the outfield. And I get it. You're a multimillionaire. You were a big name, one of the biggest names at the trade deadline. But I don't really like his effort game in and game out. Like sometimes he's locked in, but sometimes it feels like he's not. And I want to make sure that we got guys that are, giving full effort, like Luke Raley every game, Cal Raleigh every game. We don't want guys that are just, I'm collecting a paycheck and, I'm on the Mariners, but whatever. I want guys that actually want to, be here, and I want to actually put out that effort, but work ethic is not something that, every player has. It just depends on, that individual, if they really want to get better or not. Cronenworth jams that one foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Crone zone. And if you're just tuning in, we had a solo dinger by Cal Raleigh in the first, 1-0 Mariners. Solo dinger by Luke Raley, a.k.a. Nuke Raley, 2-0 Mariners. And then we had a Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-run blast to give the Padres the lead, 3-2 San Diego. Now we're in the top of the 4th. So it has been entertaining with 3 home runs already in 4 innings. Full count to Crone zone. Jake Cronenworth. Come on, George. Crushes that one foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's another thing. Doesn't run hard to first either, and I don't like that. That really irritates the shit out of me. When I see guys that are not running hard and not putting out full effort. It's like in the NBA when you get a guy that, just wants the ball in his hands but doesn't play defense. Luka, and Luka can be extremely popular, and it's great. I mean, he's really the only Caucasian player in the last 50 years to win a scoring title. Well, he's European, but you know what I mean. Being like a white Caucasian player, it's usually a brother, right? But as you saw, in the finals and in the playoffs, Luka does not have any accountability for defense. And for me, I was a Luka fan at one point. I really enjoyed watching him play, but once I saw the lack of effort and the whininess and the, just to complain to the refs every time and giving up easy layups because he wouldn't run back on D. I'm not really a big Luka guy anymore. I like people that play defense and that are well-rounded. I don't want a guy that just wants to shoot threes and, try to make big plays on offense and doesn't do the work on the defensive side. We want guys that are working hard, throughout all facets of the game. Top of the 4th, 3-2 Padres. Runner at first with no outs. Next up is Xander Bogaerts. And still, Luka is still going to be one of the most exciting players in the NBA, no doubt. Double play, throw to second, throw to first, got him. There we go. But he got exposed, in the finals. And again, we'll see if he puts off more effort. Maybe he needs to lose a little bit of weight and kind of, change his diet and change his work ethic. And I believe that he can before his career is up. But that's one superstar, for example, that I was very disappointed in. And again, they didn't win the championship because of his laziness. If he would have actually put out a little bit more effort, not saying that they would have won if he played defense great, but it definitely would have given him a better chance against Boston, if they actually would have had him play on an elite level on both sides of the ball, which is definitely something that takes a lot of energy and effort. It's a lot easier to be an offensive player than it is to be a defensive player. Defense takes a hell of a lot more effort on baseball, basketball, football, and hockey than it does offensively if you just have, the capabilities and the genes to be a good offensive player. Defense takes a hell of a lot more work and a lot more pride and effort. Facts. Top of the 4th, 3-2 Padres. Nobody on with 2 outs. George Kirby, 62 pitches in. 1-1 count to Jackson Merrill. Pitch is low and inside at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. I mean, give me work ethic players rather than popular players. 2-1 pitch. Little dribbler towards first. Luke has got it. There we go. 3 up and 3 down. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th and see if we can tie this game up for George Kirby. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health, addiction, depression, anxiety. These are things that not only I've gone through, but I know some of y'all are going through it now or have in the past. Make some minor adjustments to your daily routine, hold yourself accountable, and make some changes. If you're not exercising, exercise. If you're not eating healthy, eat healthier. If you're not listening to music, spend some time listening to music. Spend time with friends, family, and pets. And if you make an effort, you can end up making big changes in your life. I mean, look at myself. Even last year, I was 90 pounds heavier. I was not healthy, and I made a lot of sacrifices and a lot of changes. I'm exercising more. I'm eating healthy. I'm not drinking soda. I'm not eating fast food, and I love food. I love going to Flavor Town. But if I would have to go back in time and I could see both different scenarios with me staying the way that I was, or changing my, ways to where I'm at now, I definitely would want to be where I'm at now, because this is the thinnest and the healthiest that I've been probably in 25 years since I've been in high school. And again, it takes a lot of effort and energy, and it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, this is going to be an accumulation of a year or 2 years of grinding away with good habits. But I promise you, if you make the effort, you will get the results. Not for me, not only here on the channel, but also in my personal life. Let's go, baby. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman, Nuke Raley. 1 for 1 with a solo blast. Can he do it again? Batting second, it's Mr. Redbeard, JT, Justin Turner. And batting third, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. 4 for 47. We might need someone to DH for him here in a couple innings. Yeah, crazy. I never would have been able to think that I would be able to drop that much weight, going down from 270 all the way down to 188 to 190. I mean, and I still feel I can lose a little bit more, but I feel like I've kind of flatlined, because I weigh myself every couple days and I just can't get under 188. I feel like I kind of hit that plateau of being healthy, exercising an hour and a half every day with Paisley, managing my diet. I'm only eating 2 meals a day, really a small breakfast, maybe a snack at lunch, and then a good sized dinner. But again, if you can find a way to have that, discipline and that effort, I promise you the rewards are incredible. Bottom of the fourth, 3-2 Padres. Nobody on, nobody out. Luke Raley, 241 average, 19 homers and 50 ribbies. Yu Darvish pitches low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's go, Luke. 1-1 pitch to Raley. And even though the Hawks ended up having some injuries with Kenneth Walker III, it could be a lot worse. I don't know if you guys saw the injury report for the Rams. Not just Puka, right? They have 4 out of their 5 offensive linemen that are hurt, starters. So again, injuries are crazy, but I don't think anyone anticipated 4 offensive linemen out of 5 and Puka being injured in game number 1. Life is unfair. The NFL is unfair. Sports is unfair, but hopefully those guys will get healthy at some point. But it's a good opportunity for the Hawks to be able to keep continuing to gain ground. And you never know. You keep playing hard, you might be right there neck and neck with the Niners and for the NFC West crown when it's all said and done. Big punch out there on Luke Raley. 1 away. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, Justin Turner. Let's go, JT. Bring that electricity. Turner popped up in foul territory. Easy out there. 2 away. Come on, JT. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. I mean, at this point, we will take him getting walked or hit by a pitch. Because if you're 4 for 47 and you're batting under 100, something needs to change. Bottom of the fourth, Padres up by 1. Nobody on, nobody out. Actually, nobody on, 2 outs, excuse me. You Darvish pitch right there in the zone on the corner for a strike. 0-1 count. Come on, Polo. And Polo might need to be swinging at first pitch strikes to try to get ahead of the count. And normally I like a guy like him to work the count, but fuck, if you're 4 for 47, you might need to change your method. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. But if Polo can get on base with a walk or a hit by a pitch or a bunt, maybe that's the route he needs to go. 204 average, 14 homers, and 39 ribbies in the season. But 4 for 47, in his last, 10 to 15 games. Not good. 1-1 pitch from Darvish to Polo. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Darvish has got a little bit of a hezzy in his release where he kicks his leg up and it just stays there. And I think that kind of fools the hitters sometimes when you get a guy that has a hezzy, where they go up and it looks like it's going to be a fluid motion, or like Nestor Cortez on the Yankees. And then all of a sudden they stop and they kind of look at you. And then they hezzy and then they throw. And then it kind of takes off the timing, of some of the batters, I feel, just by a little bit. And I feel Yu Darvish's hezzy with his leg isn't as bad as like Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez hangs there for like 3 seconds. Yu Darvish, it's like a half second or a second. So it's not as noticeable or as impactful, but it is what it is. You got to adjust. 2-2 pitch from Darvish to Polo. Pitches outside, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Polo. What do you need? A second photo? I got you. Come on, baby. Let's go. You both got the trident in the hand. Let's go. 3-2 pitch. Darvish to Polo. Damn it. He goes for 2 and then ends up going out. Should have just took the single. Golly. It's like finally he got his first hit, 4 for 47, and he should have just took the single. Are we going to do a challenge and take another look? I mean, the ump is right there. Called him out. Brutal. Wasted opportunity for Polo there. We might not have been able to bring him home anyways, but take the single. And again, we want to be able to get guys and runners in scoring position, but again, it's okay. For a guy that's in that much of a slump, just take your fucking single. Bad awareness by Polo there and base running. You should have just stayed, but it is what it is. End of the 4th inning, 3-2 San Diego. Let's see who's up next here for the Padres. Next up for the Padres, 1 for 1 with a run, first baseman Donovan Solano. Batting second, catcher Kyle Higashioka. And batting third, the best pure hitter in baseball, DHing for San Diego, Luis Ariz. 1 for 2 with a run. Stud. Let's go, M's. Captain Oreo, Reflect, Megan, anything that you guys want to see for photos? I know I already mentioned that, 5-10 minutes ago. If you want something, cool. If not, that's cool as well. But I just figured I'd throw it out there. And we've been gaining a good traction amount of subs. We already broke 20,500 last night. And then when I woke up this morning, we gained another 9 or 10. Now we're at 20,509. So we've gained 126 subscribers in a couple of weeks. And most of them have been through the live stream, and we've gotten some obviously on the reaction videos as well. So we're starting to, kind of hit that wheel and hit that momentum and that Uncle Mo. Appreciate every single one of y'all, whether you're an OG watcher or you're brand new. We're moving on up, baby. Okay, I got you. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Padres. First pitch in there to Solano for a strike, 0-1 count. Little big dumpa. Big dumpa. Solano crushes that one foul behind the count, 0-2. Big dumpa. Big dumpa. Appreciate you. And we'll get some Stefan and Hawks at the commercial break here. I'll load them now. Up and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And as far as Seahawks are concerned, Pete Carroll, Steve Largent, Jim Zorn, regular, or do you want to do like current players on the roster now? I can squeeze them in right now since I got them. Appreciate you. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Donovan Solano. Solano crushes that one foul. Count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Solano, that one is fading foul. Little dribbler towards first base. Nice base knock. I mean, hell, if you're not going to be able to smash the like button just in general, and you got to have the Padres do something good, you can watch the game somewhere else. We don't need you here. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Padres, especially when we give so much love to both teams as it is anyways. Come on. Top of the 5th, 3-2 San Diego. Let's see what happens here next with Kyle. Higgy, Shioka. Bunt attempt for a strike. 0-1 count. You live and you learn, you know. Like I said, you got a short leash on this channel, not like others, you know. And again, we'll figure out very quickly if you're going to be a part of this channel or if you're just a looky-loo or you're not, you know. And there's plenty of other places that you can watch the game, okay? Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mean, if you can't appreciate the people that we have in the room, can't appreciate all the hard work that's being done vocally on the channel for both teams and not being biased, you know, we don't need your like or your sub or your dono here, you know. Just they have to score and then I'll give you a like. Well, you can go give your like somewhere else. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Higgy. One-two pitch. Higgy crushes that one, fading foul. We're at 15, 85 to go. 20,509, 91 subs to get to 20,600, baby. And we hit almost 10,000 views on that Boise State Bronco Oregon Duck stream, 9,600 plus. And we got over 3,000 views on the Panthers Saints reaction video because the Saints fans fuck with me. And they've obviously been really good supporters, you know, on the reaction video side and the football side for me. So shout out to all the Saints fans as well. Got him, baby. There we go, George. Nice punch out by George Kirby. Burr, 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 burr. Next up, the best pure hitter in baseball, Luis Arise. You know, It's either you appreciate, what's going on this channel or you don't. And again, there's a very fine line. There's a lot of people that, try to be able to be a streamer part-time or full-time. But again, we have a very unique brand here. And again, I appreciate every single one of y'all, that shows that love and appreciation and effort for what we do here. And we got some of the most intelligent, hardcore sports fans. We're not average here. We're fanatics. Remember that. Pitch right down the middle to Luis Ariz for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zay in the building. Who dat? Just speaking of Saints fans. Over 3,000 views. And I feel that they are going to give the highest views on the Saints, games on the reaction video side. Maybe the only other fan base, because I know the Dallas Cowboys got a lot of fans globally. And I know whenever I do a Dallas Cowboy reaction, I'll usually get over 1,000, when I do that. And I was thinking about doing the Cowboys and the Browns, but I had to go to the store and take care of Paisley. So even if I do it tomorrow, it's a couple days late, and it's not going to hit as many views. But, I may, do 1 or 2. It kind of just depends on my schedule and how I'm feeling. Rojas is there, popped up. But it's cool, though, because the Saints fans and Bucks fans, they normally hate each other. It's like the Eagles and the Cowboys or Niners and Seahawks. It's just not really a common thing to be able to like someone from the opposing fan base that's a rival. Even though maybe the Falcons and Saints are more natural rivals, and then the Bucks and the Panthers. But the Bucks beat the shit out of the Panthers. The Bucks and Saints have actually been kind of more of rivals. They actually are both pretty good, and they've been going at each other. The Falcons and Panthers really haven't been as good for a while. So even though it might not be the first natural-born rivalry in the NFC South, it's cool to be able to be respected, by the rival. I would rather have more Saints fans represent me than Bucks fans, and I truly mean that too, because, anyone can root for me and root for the Bucks, as a fan, but when you can get the love and the respect from the rival that fucking hates the guts of the other team and most of the fans, and they actually respect you and like you and, want to help you, that really screams volumes. I mean, it would be like me being a Cowboy streamer and then my biggest fan base is the Eagles, or me being a Seahawks streamer and my biggest fan base would be the Niners. It's just something would be kind of unheard of, but that's what, it shows, if you can find a way to relate and be real and genuine and appreciate greatness, even on the rival, that's more fulfilling to me than just having the fan base on the natural team root for you. I mean, that's going to be a given. We all have things that we're going to root for. But when you can get a rival to root for you in the NFL, wow, that really speaks volumes. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Padres, 2 outs, runner at first. And we know how rivalries are in the NFL. It is vicious. Yeah. Where's that knuckle at? 2-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But as far as like baseball, of course, I want to be able to have as many Mariner fans that we can have here. Like it wouldn't really be a big deal if I had Astros or A's or Angels or Rangers. I feel it's a little bit different on the MLB side. Give me all the Mariner fans here. If we end up having a few of, rival, fan bases that want to hang out, cool, but on the NFL side, I feel it's a little bit more hardcore, on the NFL side. Some of the fan bases are very unforgiving. It's pretty much, even with the players that are on the team, you guys know how it works in the NFL, right? You have guys that are on your team, you draft them or they are free agents, and you're like, I love this guy. I'm going to ride or die for this guy. But as soon as the minute happens where he gets traded or he's no longer on the team, you're like, see you later, screw you. And a lot of people have that mentality. It's, based off the team, not necessarily the player, unless they made an impact on you, and you'll follow that player as they go to other teams. But it's still not the same. It's like when Warren Sapp, for me, went to the Raiders. I know the NFL is a business, but that hurt. Or when John Lynch went to the Broncos, that fucking hurt, But for me, that's why I have more love for guys like Mike Allstott, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber. If you end up being a Buccaneer for life, that means more to me than being on the team only for, a certain amount of time. And sometimes it's out of the player's control. So you have to realize that as well. Sometimes the player wants to stay, but the team decides to let him go. So every situation's a little bit different. But for me, as a fan, I like guys that are going to be there the whole career. And I appreciate that a lot more, especially if it's the player's decision, like Mike Evans. Mike Evans could have left and joined the Chiefs and won a Super Bowl, but he decided to stay. And that meant a lot. He knew that he could instantly go to almost any team and make that team better and have a chance to win. But he stuck it out and had to trick his brain, while he had guys like Jameis Winston throwing to him, and had to pretend that he was be going to the playoffs every year, even though he knew that they weren't, just to keep his stats up and to keep motivated. And at the end of the day, Mike Evans is going to be so high up in the ranks. I mean, he's right approaching touchdown marks of Largent and a few others. And by the time his career is up, he's going to be probably sitting around number 5, number 6 of all time. So I'm very excited to be able to see the progression of Mike Evans and the rest of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2. Yeah, B-Wags left. I mean, what are you thinking? Going to the Commandos? I don't care. And it was about money, because obviously you want to get paid. But B-Wags deserves to be in Seattle for the whole time. And him on the Rams and him on the Commandos? Come on. I don't know. Again, it all depends if it's a team's choice or the player's choice. But for me, I will always envision him as a Hawk for life. It's just kind of unfortunate that he wasn't able to be there for his whole career. Because, I mean, what is he going to accomplish on the Commandos? Nothing. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt and he can have a successful year this year there. But, it is what it is. 0-2 count from Darvish to JP. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, JP. JP really hasn't found a rhythm since coming back from that broken pinky. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And there's a reason why you got demoted from the 1 to the 2 to the 6 to the 7, and now you're in the 8 hole. JP Crawford. Get your confidence and your swagger back. It almost feels like a wasted year for him, and he's like mentally out of it, and he'll have to come back fresh next year. Next up, third baseman, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Let's go, J-Row. I watched film of Kirk Cousins and that Falcons matchup against the Steelers. Kirk Cousins is still hurt. You can tell he has no pressure on that back leg that was injured to be able to step into throws. We're going to see Michael Penix Jr. probably in a couple weeks, especially if the Falcons keep losing. But again, Bajan, you got Kyle Pitts, who thought, this could be a top 5 tight end now. Drake London, you got a lot of these cool weapons, that are decent names. But Kirk doesn't got it, man. And again, he's hurt. And again, he's not putting any pressure on that back leg to follow through. A lot of his throws were incredibly off. And I know it's just one game, week 1, but you should have been able to beat the Steelers. The Steelers didn't even score a touchdown. So at least the defense was better with Judon and with Simmons, right? But they don't. Everyone's like, oh, the Falcons are going to win the NFC South. They're taking over because they got Judon and Simmons and Cousins looks like some shit. And now the Falcons fans are blessed. They're like, oh, Michael Penix Jr. was such a dumb pick. Now after one game, they're like, thank God we drafted Michael Penix Jr. because, Kirk Cousins stinks. And now the reactions have flipped. And I know that they're happy that they got someone there waiting in the wings that's going to be better. Not everyone can recover from an ACL, MCL, PCL, or an Achilles, especially when you're over 30, 35 years old. John in the building, what's good? Yeah, but I watched the tape on every throw, and you can definitely tell he is hurt, and he's not putting any weight on that leg. No follow through, and the throws do not look good. It's not the Kirk Cousins that I remembered going to Addison, Hawkinson, and Jay Jetta. It's not even close. Dalvin Cook, what could have been back in the day? Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Padres. Down goes J-Row, 2 away. Next up here, right fielder, Victor Robles. Didn't get a hit at his first at-bat, but got a nice bunt on his second at-bat. I love that. And again, like we said, before JP was coming back, we should never put JP back in that leadoff role. He has to earn it. And Victor Robles should have never got taken off from the leadoff spot. All the way to the wall. There we go. And I told y'all, when Victor Robles gets a hit within his first 2 at-bats, it typically leads to more. Now he's 2 for 3, and he's got a nice double. There we go, Victor. We're still in this game. Let's go. Yes, sir. And, who would have thought, after all the hype with Randy Arozarena, Victor Robles is a better player. And even though we got him for a bag of Cheetos, from obviously Washington, it's kind of crazy. You never know who's going to be motivated and have those good vibes. And we all thought Randy was going to be like that piece that was going to give us effort and the swagger and aura. But unfortunately, he hasn't really that much. It's been this guy right here, Victor Robles. I would rather have Victor Robles long-term than Randy Arozarena based on the effort that I've seen on the Mariners this year. Nice job. He's the perfect leadoff hitter for us. And unfortunately for JP, I don't know where that leaves him, the 2-hole or the 6, 7, 8, or 9-hole. But I don't see him being a leadoff hitter anymore for this team. And if we are going to put JP in the leadoff spot, we're not going to win, unless he's healthy and he can get back to his former self. And I don't like Julio in the 2-hole either. I think Julio needs to go down to the 4 or the 5-hole. I would rather have Victor in the 1, and then you need to experiment to figure out who's the number 2. Who's going to be that person. Not saying that I think Cal would be perfect, because I think Cal's good at 3. Randy in the 2, I don't know if I like him there. Maybe Luke Raley in the 2, or whoever plays first base. Usually I think Luke Raley at the 2 spot might be a little bit better, or Justin Turner. I think that would be a better, flow of the offense to me. Victor Robles, and then Luke Raley, and then Cal, and then Julio, and then Turner and Polanco and all the rest, depending on who's playing. But, it is what it is. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2 Padres. Runner at second with 2 outs. Yu Darvish, 60 pitches in. 0-1 pitch to Julio Rodriguez. 370 average, 434 OBP, 3 homers, and 9 ribbies for J-Rod. There we go, and another stolen bag. Yeah. And this is us being honest and real. It's been a big disappointment, not a little disappointment, but horrendous. He was already bad before the pinky, and now he's even worse after the pinky. All right, take care. Have a great day. Anything you want to see photo-wise before you go? Anything else that you want me to throw up here real quick? I can always get you photos tomorrow when you come through if you have a chance, but I'd like to be able to throw something up if you have the time, even though I know you got to go. Come on, Julio. Okay, I got you. Let me load him up here real quick. 1-2 count to Julio Rodriguez. Julio, dribbler, throw to first, and he's out. All right, let's get these photos up for Megan before she has to go. Reflect will be able to appreciate the Hawk photos as well as Captain Oreo. 3 big dogs taking care of your boy. Pacific Northwest fans, we're built different. A lot of heartache and heartbreak, but when things go good for us, it's more meaningful. It's not like we have the luxury of going to the playoffs for 20 years in a row. We have to go through the struggles and the trials and tribulations, right? But when we do get good, right, we usually are championship worthy. We might not win it all, but we can get there. But once in a while, we will win it all. This kind of depends on the roster and the coach and, where we're at. Those are some studs. Laws and Largent. Over the shoulder, baby. And high stepping before high stepping was cool. Big SL, Steve Largent. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. End of the 5th, 3-2 Padres. Let's see who's up next for San Diego. Next up for the Padres, 1 for 2 with a K, left fielder Jurickson Profar. Batting second, third baseman Manny Machado. And batting third, Crone Zone, second baseman Jake Cronenworth. Come on, George. He's only given up the 3-run blast, and that's it. Nice. Kraken, baby. Defend the deep. Release the Kraken. Talk soon. Have a great day. Now, Kirby's still in. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, and he's only given up the 3-run blast, and that was pretty much it. I mean, he's been pretty good besides that 1 pitch. I think I have NHL 2002 for PlayStation 2. It's like the Avalanche and the Devils are dominant in that game. Profar, all the way to the wall. Ground rule double for Profar. He's a stud. Next up, third baseman Manny Machado. We need to find a way to get out of this with a double play or something. Come on now. All right, we're at 21. We need 9 more likes to be able to get to 30. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Now we're at 22. 8 more to get to the goal of 30 before the stream ends. Appreciate you guys. Paisley's barking. She needs a snack, so I'm going to have to get her a snack here in a second. I'm hungry, Dad. 2-2 A's and Astros. Come on, Athletics. Where's Brent Rooker with a game-winning home run? Come on, Brent Rook. He's got it. Top of the 6th, 3-2 Padres. Runner at second. Jurickson Profar. Nobody out. 1-1 pitch from Kirby to Machado. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, his wife was pregnant too at the time of his passing. And his brother. Sad, sad, sad. Rest in peace. Chop foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By crook or by the rook. Absolutely. We're at 25, 75 to go. Come on, baby. Let's hear it. 1-2 pitch. 95 pitches here for Kirby. Almost done. That one pop foul. Machado battling at T-Mobile. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 0 for 2 so far. One-two pitch to Machado. Oh, shit. Back. See ya! Damn. George getting fucked up. That's tough. Fernando Tatis Jr. with a 3-run blast. Manny Machado with a 2-run blast. And this is exactly why the Padres are going to be so deadly, against the Brewers, against, the Braves. And I really do think if this team gets healthy, they are going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers and the Phillies. It's a sleeper team in the National League. They're getting hot at the right time. I just sucks it has to be against us right here. Right down the middle, George, you know better. And obviously, George a little tired as well. 97 pitches in. Throws it right down the middle. You can't throw it right down the middle to a Hall of Famer like Machado. And he said goodbye. Next up, second baseman, the Crone Zone, Jake Cronenworth. Reflect with a 5-er. Now George Kirby exits. 164 career home runs for Machado. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And the Padres make the most out of their home runs. It's not like they're getting solo dingers like the Mariners, where we got excited with Cal Raleigh with a solo in the first and then Luke Raley with a solo in the second. They get 2-run blasts, 3-run blasts, and now you look at the scoreboard 5-2. I don't know if we're going to be able to come back. Like, I hope that we have like one more rally in us, but then we got to pray that they don't score anymore. If they score more than 5, it's 100% over. I mean, it might already be 100% over now, but I still have faith that we can have one more good inning, in the next 4 or 3. I don't think we're going to have a good inning. We're probably only going to have one more opportunity in a good inning to get it done. But, realistically, the Padres, they are tough. Oh. Boom. Top of the 6th, 5-2 Padres. And of course, if I put somebody on the thumb from the opposing team, 9 times out of 10, that player does something big, and it happened again. Manny Machado, damn you. All right, who are we bringing in? JT Chargois. I say it's a little early to bring in Troy Taylor. I love him, though. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate you. And we got another sub as well. 90 to go. They hit 20,600. We've had 130 subs within a few weeks. We've been on a tear. We hit like 30 subs alone, I think, on that Duck game. We've gotten 20 or 30 just based off the reaction videos that I've done in the last couple days. And it's been starting to flow properly here for the NWSF. 20,510. Let's go. I had to update all my socials. 20.5, not 20.4. Feels good. Hard work paying off. Top of the 6th, 5-2 Padres. JT Chargois coming in there for George Kirby. And Kirby didn't really have a bad game. He just had 2 bad pitches. And those 2 bad pitches turned into 5 runs. A 2-run blast and a 3-run blast by Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado, 2 Hall of Famers. So what can you do? It's tough. Brent in the building. What's good? How are you? 1-1 pitch from Chargois to Cronenworth. 2 balls and 1 strike. Missed you. Pitches outside. 3-1 count. Houston and Oakland tied up in 12 innings. Come on, Athletics. Come on, Brent Rooker, please. I mean, if we're going to fucking drop a game like this, they got to drop one too. And JT Chargois, 4 balls out of 5 pitches, not what we wanted. Now we got to pray for a double play or something. Come on, JT. Damn it. Crone zone to first base with a walk. Jake Cronenworth. Next up, shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 2. Try to make it 1 for 3. Or 0 for 3. There we go. Nice double play there. Thank you, Bogaerts. Rojas to Polo to Raley. Beautiful. 2 away. You ask for a double play, you get it. Next up, center fielder Jackson Merrill. 0 for 2. Let's make it 0 for 3. Pitches inside. 1-0 count. Pitch is inside again by JT Chargois. 2 balls and no strikes. I don't know if this is the right pitcher for us to bring in at this point. But again, we have a lot of guys injured. We don't have too many guys left. But JT should be able to get him out. Come on, settle in, JT. Popped up. And there we go. Julio is there. But the damage is done by the Padres. They're a great team. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 San Diego. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. We need some late inning heroics to try to get this game tied, or at least as close to 5 as we can get as we gain momentum, going into tomorrow's matchup with Brian Wu. And hopefully Brian will pitch a little bit better to San Diego. But again, they have so many quality players. It's hard to be able to beat a team like the Padres when they're hot. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI, solo dinger, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And batting third with a solo dinger in the second, first baseman, 1 for 2, Luke Raley. I got to go give Paisley some food here real quick. Give me 1 sec. 3-2 A's. Let's go. All right, Yu Darvish's day is done. Elliot in the building. What's good? I was waiting for you to come in, bro. Double E. Your Padres are the real deal, and I said that at the beginning of the year. I really thought that if this team could get healthy, they're going to be able to beat the Brewers or the Braves, and they'll really challenge the Dodgers and Phillies. If they get hot, I think that's the one team that the Dodgers and Phillies, other than playing each other, that they don't want any part of. Because San Diego seems like that sleeper team. Cal crushes that one, fading foul. That would have been amazing if that was another big dumper home run. Make number 31. Go A's. Who is the hero? Yeah, E is killing us today. Machado with a home run and Fernando Tatis Jr. with a home run. Big swing and a miss. I love that stat line besides the average. 30 homers, 91 ribbies. Cal's going to have a good chance to get to 100 ribbies and 35 homers before the game is up. Ana from Mexico. Go Mariners. Vamos Mariners. Pitch is low at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Throw to first. Cal Raleigh grounded out to the pitcher. 1 away. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Swing the damn bat, Randy. And he does, and he grounds out to third. God damn it. 2 away. Next up, first baseman Luke Raley. Go, Luke. Bring that electricity. And it's not often that we have players that hit more than one home run in a game. But you never know. It might be what we need to come back in this matchup. One for two with a solo jack in the second. Raley, slow dribbler. Padres gaining momentum, and that is the end of the sixth inning. 5-2 Padres. Let's see who's up next here for Double E's San Diego Padres. Next up for the Padres for Elliott, first baseman Donovan Solano. 2 for 2 with a run. Let's make it 2 for 3. Batting second, 0 for 2, Kyle Higashioka. 0 for 2 with a K, make it 0 for 3. And batting third, the best pure hitter in baseball, not named Ichiro, 1 for 3 with a run, DH, Luis Arise. He's only struck out twice since the All-Star break. Twice. Ridiculous. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health every single day. Okay? Addiction, depression, anxiety. There's a number of things that people go through on the daily. Make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Hold yourself accountable. Make the changes, put in the work, and you'd be surprised you can get back on track. Okay? Exercise, eat healthier, right? Listen to music, spend time with friends, family, and pets. You know, be somewhere supportive, like the NWSF, and you'd be really surprised. You can have a bad day, spend time with the right people, even if it's just for 30 minutes to an hour, and you can get back on track. Big facts. Top of the seventh, 5-2 Padres. And we're going to be live tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll be live at 6:30 Pacific. And we got Michael King versus Brian Wu. And it'll be on FS1. So it'll be more of a global broadcast. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to come back here tonight. It doesn't really feel like it. But I hope that we can get to at least 4 runs if we lose to give us momentum to go into Brian Wu. I don't want to end this game at 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2. I hope that we have one more good inning of effort. You know, of course, I would love to tie the game, but I'm not sure if we got 3 runs in us unless we end up getting like a 3-run jack. So, but you never know. Pitch to Donovan Solano. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Donovan. A's win, baby. Let's go. On the corner there for a strike to Donovan. 3 balls and 2 strikes by Austin Voth, who's in there for JT Chargois. Top of the 7th. Nobody on, nobody out. Come on, Austin. And he walked him. Solano walked. Next up is catcher Kyle Higashioka. All three of those teams are playoff teams: Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. Pitch right down the middle for a strike to Higgy. 0-1 count. .227 average, 16 homers, and 43 ribbies for Higgy. Padres with a 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th. 0-2 pitch. Crush towards third base, foul. Count remains 0-2. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Higgy. One-two pitch. Pitches outside at the knees, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Austin, get the rhythm here. Let's get a double play. But just the way the flow of the game has gone, it kind of feels like we're not going to score anymore this game. I hope I'm wrong, but unless we can bring a better effort tomorrow. But again, only 2 bad pitches for George Kirby today. Big swing and a miss, got him. But again, 2 bad pitches can lead to 2 big home runs. And we had 2 home runs, but we're only at 2. They had 2 home runs, and they're at 5. Higgy struck out swinging. 1 away. Next up for the Padres, the best contact hitter in baseball since Ichiro, Luis Ariz. Pitch in there for a strike. Nice curveball there, 74 miles an hour. Kind of stumped Luis. 1 for 3. 315 average, 4 homers, 42 ribbies. But he's only struck out twice since the All-Star break. Twice. The lowest strikeout percentage, out of anyone since the All-Star break. And another hit. He's like a modern day Ichiro or Tony Gwynn or a Rod Carew or Pete Rose. He's incredible. We're only 4 games back, but if we lose here. Next up, right fielder Fernando Tatis Jr. Had a 3-run blast earlier. No more home runs, no more ribbies, please. That one fouled back. 0-1 count. 275 average, 15 homers, and 40 ribbies here in 2024. Yeah, that would be great. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind him the count 0-2. Fernando Tatis Jr. Come on, baby. Keep grinding away. And every Mariner fan knew that this was going to be a tough series against the Padres. It was not going to be easy. And again, the magic number, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits to, make it close. And we're nowhere near those totals yet. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Nice job, Austin. 2 away. Next up for the Padres, left fielder Jurickson Profar. Hit it far, throw it far. Jurickson Profar. 2 for 3 with a run and a K and an all-star berth here in 2024 for Jurickson. Now they're going to make sure they're on the right page here. Top of the seventh, 5-2 Padres. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. First pitch from Vogt to Profar is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 18 pitches here for Austin. Got to retire the side here. Let's go. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Come on, baby. Two-0 pitch. Pitch is inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Come on, Austin. There's a strike there, low into the zone. Or they call that a ball? What? Wow. That was in the zone for a strike. Now we have bases loaded. Christ, really? Jesus. Next up, third baseman, Manny Machado. So what? He's going to hit a grand salami here, and then we're going to be down 9-2? Golly. 1 for 3 with a run, 2 RBIs and a K. Not looking good here. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just, junior high, high school, college, or even currently now. I mean, dating and relationships are hard no matter what age you are. Whether you're 18 to 22 or you're 50, 60, 70 years old or anything in between. People don't want to work on relationships nowadays. They have a problem and they just, go to somebody else. That's why if you go look at like your parents and your grandparents, like the OG ways, people ended up having fights and arguments and whatnot, and they worked it out. But now, it seems like, people end up having some little petty argument and then they just move on, The loyalty has disappeared from the dating pool and the relationship pool for the most part. Sad. And just because you see people happy on the internet doesn't mean they're happy. And hit right up the middle for an RBI. How many runs are coming home? 1, 2, 7-2 Padres. Brutal. Manny Machado doing Manny Machado things. Now this one's over. Next up, second baseman, Crone's own Jake Cronenworth. Yeah, golly. Not surprised that Polo didn't make that play. He did have a good play for a diving catch early in the matchup and threw, the hitter out from his knees. But bullpen pitching, man, how critical it is. You've got to be able to have guys that can come in after the starters and hold their own. And again, like I said, even at the beginning of the year and even a few weeks back, I really do feel that this team, the Padres, could really give the Dodgers and the Phillies a run for their money if they get hot and healthy in the playoffs. The Diamondbacks and the Padres, again, are always going to be teams that are overshadowed by the Dodgers and the Phillies. But remember, in the last couple of years, the number 1 team or number 2 team hasn't gone all the way to the World Series. It was the Dodgers and the Braves. And what happened? We ended up having the Phillies and the Diamondbacks represented in the National League. And lo and behold, none of those teams in the National League could win it all. So we'll see if it's any different this year. But a 7-2 outing here for San Diego on the road. I would say it surprised me. The team is solid. I just wish that we were able to do a little bit more than the solo jack by Cal and the solo jack by Luke Raley, and no one else has really stepped up. Robles has had a good game, but again, we have 2 runs and 7 hits, so we got the hits part down, but we only got 2 runs. They got 7 runs and 9 hits. Tough to be able to come back from that. I think really the most important thing, though, and for people that are in a relationship or people that are single, right? You got to be happy with yourself first. If you're not happy with yourself first, you're not going to be able to make someone else happy. And again, it has to be a 50-50 thing, even though a lot of relationships nowadays aren't. But if you're not happy with yourself, there's no point of trying to jump into something, and trying to get into something, because it's not going to work out. You always want to make sure that, you're good first. And then, instead of looking, sometimes things will end up coming to you. Every once in a while, things might end up, naturally happening, but forcing something is not the answer, especially with a lot of the, circles in the dating pools nowadays. Take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first, and then things will naturally, usually, happen on its own. It's hard nowadays to be able to find people that you connect with. Top of the seventh, 7-2 Padres. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Sauce in the game. 0-1 pitch to the Crone zone, Jake Cronenworth. Throw to first. And we just barely got him there. And now we're down 5 runs as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Now, plus, if you end up being too overly eager, you're going to get your heart broken. You're going to get too involved and, end up liking someone more than they like you. And, heartbreak is a hard thing to be able to rebound from, for sure. All right, Mariners. Talk about heartbreak and heartache. Mariner fans have got it right now. At least the A's won, but we wanted to make some ground up. But now we're down 5 runs and we need a fucking miracle. See who's up next here for Seattle in the bottom of the 7th. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2, DHing in the 6th hole, Justin Turner. Batting second, 1 for 2, second baseman Jorge Polanco. We just need you to be better than 4 for 48, my guy. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K. Hasn't been hot as of late. We need something out of you, JP. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, Mariners. Yeah, everything going against us right now. No, not today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, look at that nacho helmet. That's a big nacho helmet. My God. Sour cream, the salsa, shredded chicken or beef. That's a big batting helmet, too. That's like full-size batting helmet, full of food. Might have to hit the bathroom after that. Wow, look at that. Little beans and shredded chicken. Golly, get me hungry. Yeah, unfortunately, there's just a lot of fakes that are out there, Like whenever you see people on Facebook and they're all smiling and happy, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the people that are overly showing, photos of, a couple or, people being overly happy usually are the ones that are the most miserable. Not saying that people that don't show, photos are extremely happy, but at least in my experience, a lot of the people that I've seen that try to force the happiness photos down your throat are usually the people that are the most miserable, or one or both of them are cheating on the other person. So, just because people look happy, remember, a lot of social media is fake. Everyone thinking they're living in the perfect life in the perfect world, Got to take care of yourself and just have faith that the right person will come down the line. And, and it'll end up working out on its own. Bottom of the 7th, 7-2 Padres. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-2 pitch from Scott to Justin Turner. Pitch is low and into the dirt to JT. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We haven't had any hit by pitches or really like walks to be able to take advantage. So we wouldn't have, haven't been able to steal bags really. I mean, Robles did a little bit, but we haven't bunted too much besides Robles. And again, I just feel like we get to a point where we kind of forget, that how important bunting is and getting guys over. And you got to be able to get guys in scoring position. But as we talk about that, boom, Justin Turner with a walk. Here we go. JT to first. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Chopper towards third base, foul. When Polo is struggling like this, it makes me kind of wish that we had Ryan Bliss on the roster. So that way I know that his hitting sometimes is suspect, but I feel that he's a better defender than Polo. And every once in a while, like when we saw him on the road trip, he flashes and he's got speed on the bags. Anytime you end up getting a guy struggling like Polo and JP, even though they've become a staple of the starting lineup, sometimes you got to make a change, Tyler Locklear, Ryan Bliss, or someone else. I don't know necessarily Mitch Garver, but I mean, I'll take it as long as he's doing something positive. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Scott to Polo. I mean, this would be a great opportunity, as far as Polo going 4 for 48, and then he ended up finally getting a single today, and then what does he do? He overruns, going from first to second and gets called out. So all that effort after going on this huge slump, 4 for 47, and you finally get rewarded, and then you get called out. I mean, what a ego blow, That's tough. But I would rather see Ryan Bliss right now than Polo. 2-2 pitch from Scott to Polo. Polo pops it up. Oh, it came in fair. Wow. Unbelievable. Are you shitting me? How did that land fair, and how was that not caught? I mean, there was a lot of distance for Fernando Tatis to cover, but we'll take it. Nice job, Polo. He's like, O-Dog is really counting on me to do something. I better do it now before he gets mad. Nice job, Polo. Next up, shortstop J.P. Crawford, another guy that has struggled. And maybe we can talk about his struggles, and, hey, maybe we can get it together here, defensively and offensively. Come on, get that swag back, J.P. This would be a great time for a big RBI or an unexpected 3-run blast from J.P. Crawford. Can we talk it into existence? I mean, he hasn't really been a good player this year, but it would be an amazing comeback. If J.P. homers here, we could come back. Because if it ends up being 7-5, we're only going to need 2 runs, in the 8th or the 9th. If we get a 3-run blast here with no outs, it could end up leading to another run. Maybe we're only down 7-6, and then maybe we get 1 more run in the 8th or the 9th. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, I'm just trying to play out a scenario where we're getting our ass kicked right now. How do we come back? And obviously an unexpected 3-run blast with no outs will do it. Let's go, JP. Pitch right down the zone for a strike. 0-1 count. Big swing and a miss. Finding the count 0-2. Come on, JP. I mean, even if you don't get a home run, if you can get like a bases clearing double and make it 7-4, how great would that be? Hell, at this point, we'll even take a single to have it bases loaded for the next guy. Row. 0-2 pitch. That should have been strike 3. I don't know how the hell that wasn't. That was right there in the zone. And for whatever reason, that ump is blind. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But that was the easiest strike 3 call that should have been called. But I guess it is what it is. 182 average, 14 for 77. 2 home runs and 25 ribbies with runners in scoring position. Almost gets hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reflect with a tenor. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Go, go, go. Sometimes you just got to talk it into existence, baby. No matter how bad things are going for us, you just have to be positive, and you have to find a way to be able to have some type of strategy. And, the sports gods are listening, and they say, okay, this is, you're not going to get the home run, but we'll get you an RBI. There we go. Sometimes you don't want to be too greedy, and you'll take whatever you get. 7-3 Padres with no outs, runners at first and second. I mean, no matter how bad it gets, we're going to be more positive here than any other Mariner social media stream, period. Let's go. Let's go. Next up, Demo, Dylan Moore. We got Dylan Moore batting here for Hollywood Josh Rojas. I hope that's the right decision, because Rojas did get a hit today. So it's like, is this the right person to put in for him? I don't know, but I hope that Demo can do it. I mean, if you really want to get us excited, you hit a 3-run blast right here, or a bases clearing double to either make it 7-5 or 7-6. You hear me, sports gods? Demo on a 2-0 pitch. Fouls that one back to the T-Mobile Park sign. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th, 7-3 Padres. And it just kind of sucks that, they had that little rally late. If it was 5-3, we're definitely coming back. But that extra little oomph that the Padres got just, recently to give them to 7, that really stung. I mean, we could have just held off, with the Tatis homer and the Machado homer. I think that there would have been a realistic possibility that a full comeback would have happened. And I don't know if we're going to get the full comeback here, but hopefully we can get at least 1 or 2 more runs here in this inning. 2-2 pitch to Demo. I don't know if this was the right decision for J-Ro. Wow. Pitch out of the zone, but called strike at the knees. See you later. 1 away. Boo. Fans do not like that. Pitch is low in the zone, and he frames it up, but that's a ball. Come on. Damn it. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I would have stuck through with Rojas since he got a hit today. Like, why do we substitute someone that actually did something positive? You substitute for someone that's like 0-3 at that point, not someone that's 1 for 3 or 2 for 3. Like, what are the Mariners thinking? Like, I feel it's like Scott Service all over again with Dan Wilson sometimes. I mean, use your brain. What the hell's going on here? Next up is right fielder Victor Robles. Maybe we can get lucky and he can get walked or hit by a pitch, or maybe he can be ballsy and drop a bunt down. I mean, it's kind of risky to drop a bunt down with 1 out because there is a risk that it could be a double play, but also it could end up bringing a runner home, or you can end up having bases loaded. Yeah, exactly. That was tough. Victor? Dude, this ump is garbage. I mean, these pitches are at the bottom of the zone, and they're more ball than strike, and he's calling strikes on us on every single one. Come on. Bottom of the seventh, 7-3 Padres. Runners at first and second with one out. This ump, man, unbelievable. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Victor. But this ump has definitely not been in our favor. It's not been, 50-50 with bad calls. We've gotten, I think, 80% of the bad calls here today. 100%. Scott, 26 pitches in. 2-2 pitch to Robles. Pitches inside. You better not call that strike 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full. Come on, Victor. Come on, baby. We need that electricity. We need it for our mental health. Come on, Mariners. Let's go. Let's go, Victor. 3-2 pitch. Chops that one foul. Count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. There we go. We got a walk, baby. Hell yeah. Finally, something good for us. Nice job, Victor. Good patience on not swinging at that garbage. Next up, you got an opportunity here. You're 0 for 3 with a K, and no one expects you to hit a grand salami here. But if you do, we will go crazy, right? But we would be totally fine here, even if it ends up just being an RBI single. Keep the game alive, Julio. Please. Both teams are at 9 hits, but they're at 7 runs and we're at 3. Find a way, Julio. Edgar Martinez and company need to talk some strategy. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Come on, Julio. How many photos do you need to do something positive here? No pop-up, no strikeout, no ground out. I mean, if you end up hitting a grand salami, great, but we don't expect it, okay? Come on, J-Rod. You've been on a heater. Show us and show the world what you've learned from Edgar Martinez. Come on. Do it for Joe Dirt. Come on now. Come on, Julio. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. Good opportunity here to get it to 7-4 or 7-5. I mean, ultimately, if we can get 1 or 2 more runs, if we don't get to 6 or 7, but if we can get to 4 or 5, preferably 5, then we only need to get 1 run in the 8th and 1 run in the 9th. And then maybe by a fucking miracle, we can win this game 8-7 in 10. Not going to be easy, but again, we pay the big money for players like this to come up big. I think we would rather have Cal Raleigh up in this situation rather than Julio. But if Julio does his job, Cal might be able to come up and take care of business and then get us to a tie game. Do your job, Julio Rodriguez. And again, we put Manny Machado on the thumb. Julio, I put you on the thumb today instead of George Kirby. I didn't expect an 0 for 3 day. Let's go. Come on, baby. Bring that electricity. Let's get it. Miracles do happen. All right, Adam ends up relieving Scott. 0 for 3 with a K, Julio Rodriguez. Jason Adam, first pitch right down the middle for a strike. This season versus righties, only a 163 batting average. Come on, J-Rod. Short arm delivery by Adam. .261 average, 14 homers, 49 ribbies. We expected numbers like Cal Raleigh. One career grand slam, July 15th, 2022 at Texas, of Jose Leclerc. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vamos, Mariners, vamos. Let's go. I would actually rather have Julio not try to swing for the fences, but just try to keep the ball in play. Let Cal try to be the hero, with the home run ball next at bat. Just try to get contact here. 1-2 hit. Pitches outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, J-Rod. We got an 11-game hit streak. Let's make it 12, baby. Don't get greedy. Okay? Let the game come to you. Julio, dribbler, double play. Fuck. Julio. 0 for 4. And that's why you don't have Julio in the 2-hole. You don't have him there. He doesn't play well in the 2-hole. You got to be able to figure out the right lineup. Victor at the 1, yes. Cal at the 3, yes. Julio at the 4 or the 5, not at the 2. Seems like he never can come up with hits when he's in the 2-hole. And fucking double play. That's brutal. We actually had a lot of momentum that could have been gained right there. We could have got it to 7-4, 7-5. Who knows? Maybe even 7-6 or 7-7 if Cal had an opportunity to get up. Oh, man. He is just not a clutch hitter. At least not this year. Maybe and even if you go back to his rookie season and last year, he really wasn't clutch, late in games. He would end up getting, singles, doubles, an occasional triple and home runs, but he doesn't have that clutch in his veins. He doesn't got the ice water in his veins, at least not yet, and I don't know if he ever will. That's unfortunate. End of the 7th, 7-3 Padres. Fuck. Next up for the Padres, shortstop Xander Bogaerts. Batting second in the 7-hole, center fielder Jackson Merrill. And batting third, first baseman Donovan Solano. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's see where we're at. Are we at 30 yet? We got to be close to 30. We're at 26. We need 4 more likes to be able to get to 30 for the night. Now we're at 27. Thank you so much. Only 3 more for the night, and we hit the goal. Let's get there. Yeah, Arise, Tatis Jr., Profar, Machado, Bogaerts. I mean, they got a roster. And then if their pitching is on point, they're going to be able to hang with the Dodgers and the Phillies, the Brewers, the Braves, or anybody. They're legit. And even the Diamondbacks are starting to kind of gain some steam. You got 3 teams, Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. And just because you're not going to be in first place when you're in the Dodger division doesn't mean the Padres and Diamondbacks can't do damage. Even though the Diamondbacks didn't make, the pennant, they didn't win it all. They at least got to the World Series with Corbin Carroll and company. So anything can happen. All you got to do is get into the dance. And that's why, us Mariner fans are, just so hungry just to try to get in because you just never know what could happen. But this roster right now with the injuries that we have, it's just every injury we have is hurting us more and more in this late inning surge that we're trying to put on. Now we have Bizzardo in. Oh, God. Big strikeout there, though, for Bizzardo on Bogaerts, 1 away. Good job, Bizzardo. Next up, center fielder Jackson Merrill. Yeah, should have never let some of those guys go. Benintendi, Bogaerts, Betts. Crushes that one foul. Pitch is high. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jackson Merrill. One ball and 2 strikes from Pizzardo to Merrill. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest decision there. That almost felt like a Scott Service type of decision. Yeah, that's tough. Popped up and fading foul. Nice souvenir for a fan there in the 5th row. Mariner fan handed that over to a Padre fan. Salute. Probably wouldn't see a Padre fan do that to a Mariner fan. 2-2 pitch from Pizzardo to Merrill. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. Pizzardo. Check swing. Did he go? Got him. Pizzardo coming in with 2 Ks. Unbelievable. We're at 40, 60 to go. And I think we need only 2 or 3 more likes to be able to get to 30. Let's get there. Next up for the Padres, first baseman Donovan Solano. 2 for 2 with 2 runs, and you don't expect a guy in the 8 hole to have damage like that. But that's what we're getting right now. First pitch. Pizzardo actually is looking pretty sharp, surprisingly. When we saw him earlier in the year, he was giving up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in a matter of like 5 minutes. So this is kind of a nice sight to see. Our bullpen is really injured, and even Castillo is injured now. So anytime someone does something positive when they were bad early in the year, at least that's something that we can, something to look forward to, I guess, as we finish off the year. Kirby, Chargois, both Sauce, and Pizzardo. Not the ideal individuals. We'll be saving Troy Taylor for tomorrow, hopefully when we're ahead, as well as Munoz. Dribbler towards third. Dylan Moore, throw to first, throws high. And let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning. All we need to do is make up 4 runs. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, huh? Come on, Mariners. Dig deep. So instead of trying to get all 4 in an inning, that's not realistic. But 2 this inning, 2 in the 9th, which is very highly unrealistic, but it's better than saying, oh, we're going to get 4 in the 8th or 4 in the 9th, which also could happen. But, it's probably more realistic that we actually lose 7-3 and we don't get any more the rest of the night. But we have to pray to the sports gods that we got one more rally, 1 more run in us. What do you say? Huh? Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a solo dinga and an RBI, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bring that late inning heroics at this at-bat. We'll take a solo dinger. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a K, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Swing your bat, but at the right pitch. And batting third, the other hero from today, 1 for 3 with a nuke, Luke Raley. Let's go. This is the good part of the lineup to be in besides Randy. Cal, Money, Randy, not so much. Luke, unless Randy bunts. Now, if he bunts, maybe that'll be the way that he gets on base today. Just saying. For real, though. Yeah, I don't know. We had him, and then it was like, goodbye. You sprinkle in a little bit of a good performance, and then, and then you don't see him anymore. Or you get someone that they're too loyal to, like JP, keeping him in the 1 hole as soon as he came back from the injury. That was a huge mistake. sometimes you have to understand your team and your strengths and your weaknesses, and you would hope the managers and the coaches would recognize that. But apparently, some of us hardcore fans maybe have a better pulse on this team than even the managers or the coaches. But again, not every hardcore fan or fan in general is watching every game from beginning to end like a lot of us here. I feel that as far as our expertise with this team, for some of us in the room, I feel if we were in a war room with all of the management with the Mariners, we would be coming up with better ideas than most of them. You just got to think outside the box and not try to be like everyone else. 214 average, 30 homers, 91 ribbies for Big Dumper. Big swing and a miss, behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Dumper. We need some late inning heroics. Give me one of these. Give me this. And give me that. Come on, Cal. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And with Adams' delivery, I feel it's going to be hard to hit a home run off of him. Damn. Line drive right to Solano. 1 away. Bad luck. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. I mean, we were super excited when you first came over in the trade deadline, and then the honeymoon phase, after like a week, it kind of wore off, and we really haven't been able to see the full potential out of Randy Arozarena. And yeah, I do understand he did hit a home run in one of the games that we did the football stream instead, and he's on the brink of getting 20 home runs, but I don't want to say bringing him over has been a failure, because I don't think I would go that far. But I expected a lot more out of Randy on this Mariner team. 0-1 pitch to Arozarena. Pitch is high and outside. But again, not enough bunt attempts, not enough walks, not enough hit by pitches, not enough opportunities to move the runners over. And you got to be able to do that. Hit for contact, not for a home run. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, Randy. Pitch is inside. I'm actually surprised that wasn't called strike 3 by that ump. It seems like anything that's like borderline, he's calling it for San Diego. And then when we get something borderline, it's a ball. I mean, hell, we're already down 7-3. I mean, you've already punished us enough. 2-2 pitch. Randy. Slow roll dribbler to Machado. And again, if you're going to hit the ball, it has to go past Machado if you're going to third, because if you hit it to him, you're out 99.999%. He's one of the best third basemen in this generation. First ballot Hall of Famer, Manny Machado. Great defense. Great offense. Great quality all-around player. 2-2 pitch. Koufax, that's my boy. Randy. At least he swung, I guess. Next up, in the bottom of the 8th with nobody on, 2 outs, first baseman, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. You've already hit 1 home run, and I guess asking for you to hit another is a little greedy. It doesn't really happen. It's very rare for any player on the Mariners to hit 2 home runs. One for 3 with a solo home run in the second. And Luke Raley approaching 20 home runs as well. 1 more home run, he'll be at 20. 1 more for Randy, he'll be at 20. We just need to kind of, bring it all together. It's like we can't have a third of the lineup play well and then the other 2/3 of the lineup just disappear. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Raley. I hope we play better tomorrow for Brian Wu, and I feel that we will. But we have to get off to a fast start, and Wu's got to pitch 6-7 innings tomorrow. And we got to be able to get 1 to 4 runs within the first 2 to 3 innings. If we can do that, then we're in business. Luke Raley, a home run in 3 of the last 8 games. Pitches inside, almost hits him. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke. Chops it off himself. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll be live tomorrow, same time, same place, 6:30 Pacific. Michael King versus Brian Wu. And then we'll be doing Thursday Night Football with the Bills and the Dolphins. Should be pretty exciting. Most people would assume that the Dolphins would win, but if Josh Allen goes ham, who knows? If he, gets 4 or 5 touchdowns by himself, like 3 in the air and 2 on the ground, that might be enough, to compete with the Dolphins. 3-2 pitch. Pitch is outside, and he walked him. We'll take a walk. We haven't had enough of them today. Next up for the Mariners, Justin Turner. 1 for 2 with a run and a base on ball. Come on, JT. It'd be a great time to get a home run right here to make it 7-5. And then we would only need 2 in the 9th. Yeah, George is getting hit hard by the good offensive teams. And, again, he's got an 11-10 record going into the game. And I feel like with a lot of our pitchers, besides Brian Wu, they're all floating at 500 or under 500 because the lack of run support. And every once in a while, the pitcher sucks, right? Every pitcher is going to have that suck day where they just don't have it and the other team has got it, but a lot of games, we've been in the game, for the most part, but the run support really hasn't been there. And I would say 3/4 of the losses, have been on the hitters not helping out their pitchers. And then I think about 1/4 of the losses for each starting pitcher have just been, you've been bad, but and then we've seen, some of the, starts that have been lights out as well. But it has to be a team effort. Starting pitching, bullpen, and obviously you have to have quality hits, back to back to back, and you're going to have to sprinkle in some home runs as well, and that's the problem. We're either going to be a team that hits a couple home runs and then we just go quiet, or we're able to get a couple hits here, a couple hits there. We need to be able to have multiple innings, where we have back-to-back-to-back hits, or we're getting walks or bunts or moving guys over. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that at a consistency, in a consistent pace. We don't have the right players on this team this year. And I like a lot of these guys on the team, but we definitely are ready for the youth movement with the guys in the farm system. And we need to stop spending money on guys like Polo and Garb and spend that money on pitchers. Imagine if we would have spent 10, 11 million a year, for 2 pitchers to pitch in the 6th and the 7th. And if they were able to stay healthy, that would have been much more valuable than Garver and Polo this year. And then we would have been able to see a youth movement with Locklear and Bliss and maybe even another farm system guy. That would have been more money well spent. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Come on, Mariners. And I also think the strategy of the game has been not good this year. The bad decision making, the wrong pinch hitter, the wrong pinch runner, pulling a pitcher too soon, leaving a pitcher too long. We battled with Scott Service for that for fucking 10 years. And Dan has been pretty good for most of the games, but there has been a few games where he's fucked up and he did almost the same exact shit that Scott would have done. And I know that it's probably not just him, making this decision, in the bullpen, but we got to get some more intelligent, smart people. Put Reflect in the dugout and we get 5 to 10 more wins, Analytics and stats fucking matter. Maybe me and Reflect should manage this team. I guarantee we would get more wins at the end of the day. But we can't control the umps, and that's another thing we have going against us as well. Come on! Bottom of the 8th, 7-3 Padres. Runner at first, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch from Adam to Turner. Fucking Adam has got a weird-ass short delivery. It's like impossible to hit a home run off this guy. It's like the best you can ask for is maybe a single or a double based off this short arm delivery. Pray for a walk or a hit by a pitch. There we go. That better not be strike 3. All right, we got runners at first and second. Seriously, though. Not saying that we would be able to get this team to 100 wins and 62 losses, but I definitely believe if you get the right intelligent people that work really, really hard to figure out the stats and the analytics, and then you have the right, hitting, batting coaches like Edgar and company, it would just be really nice if we could end up bringing all of our legends back and everyone was on board, but everyone's, busy. Ken Griffey Jr., he's a professional photographer. Randy Johnson, professional photographer. Ichiro is retired, but he still makes an appearance here and there, between his home in Japan and Seattle, but obviously being married and being, retired and whatnot, we don't expect, Ichiro to be a full-time employee unless, we gave him a job and he took it, but it would be really nice to be able to get the input of the legends. I think that even bringing those 4 guys back, if you ended up having Randy and, Ichiro and Griffey, Edgar, all on the same page, that would definitely help. But you can't ask, people that are, doing their passion and being professional photographers to step away from that. So, but we'll still see Griffey and Ichiro in the building. Randy Johnson, not so much. And I believe Randy's birthday is today, either yesterday or today. I think it came up on my feed. Happy birthday, big unit, Randy Johnson, one of my favorites of all time. My favorite Mariner pitcher of all time. Obviously, King Felix, and there's a few others that are up there, as well as guys that we have on the team now, but it's Randy. Bottom of the 8th, 7-3 Padres. Ana from Mexico still believes. All we got to do is just get one hit here, to make it 7-5. Or 7-6. Bases clearing double, boom, 7-5. 3-run jack, boom, 7-6. And then we only need 1 run in the 9th. Now at bat, Jorge Polanco, probably the worst individual we could have up right here, unless he gets hit by a pitch or gets walked. But then after that is JP, and he's just as bad as Jorge right now. And then you got Demo, which was a bad decision to bring in. I would have rather had Rojas. Never replace a guy that has a hit in the game. Replace a guy that's 0 for 3. Not replace a guy that's 1 for 3 or 2 for 3. Like, what does that say about the confidence that you have in that player? Stupid. Bottom of the 8th, down by 4. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. So we do have a chance. We've been able to, get guys on, but can we capitalize and bring them home? Now we got Suarez in the game. So we don't have to worry about that short arm Adam delivery anymore, thank God. And maybe we can do some damage against Suarez. Man, I would have lost my lid if I would have been there. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. June 2nd, 1990. I was 8 years old. Second grade. Just after I met King Griffey Jr. and King Griffey Sr. 2-0 pitch. Topper towards first base, foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm jealous, man. That's awesome. Spider 2Y Banana. You ran that. You're going to get a touchdown. Huskies and Ducks. And we got the Civil War, even though it's not on late. It's on at 12:30 Pacific, but you can't call it Civil War anymore because they took the name away. But it will always be the Civil War to Ducks and Beavers fans. Line drive to Polo. And that's the end of the 8th inning. And another wasted opportunity with not enough good hitters on the team to come up with a big hit. But again, we wouldn't have probably got a hit with any of these guys. Polo, Crawford, or Demo. Just need better players at the end of the day. Give me the farm guys. Get rid of the bad. Bring in the good. I mean, at some point, you would think the management would get sick and tired of having a team bat 200 to 220 year in and year out. I mean, can we at least shoot for like 240 or 250? I mean, there's a lot of teams that are going to be batting 260, 270, but we're never going to be the Dodgers, but can we just fucking improve? Like for once? My God. All right, let's see who is up here for the Padres. Make the bleeding stop, please. Next up for the Padres, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Kyle Higashioka. Higgy. Batting second, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. The best pure hitter in baseball, no question, Luis Arise. Wish we had him on our team as our leadoff hitter. And batting third, 1 for 4 with a run and a 3-run blast. 2 Ks as well, but that's okay. Fernando Tatis Jr. Probably the only player that has got dinged with a substance or PEDs or whatever that I actually like. Because normally when a player cheats, whether they do it on purpose or by accident with a supplement, I'm like, game over for that guy. He's probably the only guy that I kind of like, based off his personality and his ability on defense and offense that, got pinched once. Now, if he does it again, I'm done with him. But if it was just a one-time thing, that maybe you did do it on accident, but a lot of times when they say that, they're lying, right? But he's like the only guy that has gotten caught that I kind of like. All right, we're in the top of the ninth, 7-3 Padres. Okay, good night, Britt. Have a great night. Talk to you tomorrow. Pitch in there for a zone. Oh, in the zone for a strike. 0-2 count. Come on, Pizzardo. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I guess on the positive, Pizzardo has looked as best as he's looked for the Mariners. But unfortunately, down 4 runs and not being able to get guys knocked in has been brutal for us here today. Higgy, strike 3. Wow, Pizzardo looking great so far. Third strikeout for Pizzardo. I don't know if we've said that all year. I mean, he had a better chance of giving up 3 home runs to 3 consecutive batters than getting 3 strikeouts. Nice job. Now, if you really want to impress us, strike out Luis Arise, which is almost fucking impossible. I mean, he's got 2 strikeouts in the last, since the All-Star break, 2 total. Arise, another hit. God, he's good. 3 for 5 day for Luis Arise. What a G. 3 singles. It's like Ichiro all over again. He is such a great hitter. I could watch him at bat every single day for the rest of my life. It's like watching Ichiro. It's like you already know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to get a hit. He's incredible. Yeah, but Stephen Kwan, they said Stephen Kwan's a good example, but he hit good early, and now he's on a fucking a slump. Luis Arise doesn't go on slumps. He's just consistent, whether it's on the Twins, the Marlins, or the Padres. Stephen Kwan only had this year where he was batting 300, 350, close to 400, and then he went into a nosedive. Arise is steady, no matter what. Left-handed Wade Boggs. Yeah, I mean, especially if you grew up in the 80s and 90s watching Wade Boggs and Don Mattingly, do what they do. It's just incredible, man. I haven't seen a hitter this good since Ichiro, no lie. 2-1 pitch. Fernando Tatis Jr. chops that one foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great vision, great bat speed, great patience. I mean, he's just an incredible hitter. And another base knock. Top of the ninth, 7-3 Padres. Runners at first and second with one out. Next up is Jerks and Profar. Top of the ninth, 7-3 Padres. Runners at first and second with one out. 0-2 count from Pizzardo to Profar. Shit. Profar, I thought that was gone too. Popped up to Robles. 2 away. Now we got runners on the corners at first and third. Stop the bleeding already. My God. This game is like never ending. Next up, third baseman Manny Machado. Not easy being a Pacific Northwest fan, but one thing you can say about us, though, is that we never give up. You know, we're always going to support no matter what. Now, this game obviously feels like it's been over for a few innings, but I think that Brian Wu can get us a win tomorrow. I think we're going to be much better off, and if Brian Wu gives up a homer, he'll only give up 1, not 2. And hopefully it's only for a solo dinger, or he won't give up any. And hopefully he can end up having a solid 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K game. Hopefully. Nice pitch by Pizzardo. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice job by Raley there. Well, at least we left him stranded, so at least it's not 9-3, you know. And again, 4 runs is too much, you know. Now, if we were able to, you know, get 2 runs on that previous inning and we were down 7-5, still would be very, very bleak. But at least we would be like, okay, maybe by a miracle we could do it. And, you know, we've seen miracles where we've hit 4 or 5 runs in an inning, but do we have it here? I hope we do. You know, but realistically, it's probably over. But I would like us to see if we can get to 4 or 5 So that way it builds some momentum with Brian Wu for tomorrow. But again, the lineup isn't very good. JP Crawford, Demo, Robles. So I feel that JP is not going to do anything. Demo is not going to do anything. But maybe Robles can get another hit. But at that point, if we already have 2 outs, we can't have him bunt. So we'll see where it goes. But hopefully the effort is put out. But not the most ideal situation with guys like JP and Dylan Moore, who haven't really been very good as of late. Where's Ryan Bliss, damn it? Come on, Mariners. I need a miracle. Come on now. Come on, JP. Where's that swagger at, my guy? But also, too, if JP, isn't able to recover, after this year, we got guys like, Cole Young, Cole Emerson that can also play shortstop and second base. And if we ended up bringing those guys up and JP and Polo are gone, I don't know. I mean, obviously we like JP Crawford as a player and off the field and his personality. But I don't think anyone would really get that upset if Polo was gone or Garver was gone and a few of these other guys. We got to, I know JP is a fan favorite and I don't want him to leave. He can still be an instrumental part of this team. But, I want to be able to see what these young guys can do in the farm system. And, again, hopefully JP can get his swagger back. But I don't know if we're going to have him as a leadoff hitter ever again. Because, again, as long as Victor Robles is on the team, that's the guy that should be the leadoff hitter, not J.P. Crawford. You lost your spot. And I don't think you'll ever get it back unless they just forcibly put you there. Bottom of the ninth, 7-3 Padres. Come on, J.P. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Come on, J.P. Come on, Crawdaddy. Big swing and a miss. Got a little piece of it, though. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then we got Suarez in the game. And so once he comes in, it's pretty much done deal for the Mariner hitters. Yeah, 200 to 215 ain't it. And I love J.P. Crawford, as far as like who he is and his personality. But, I mean, this shit ain't cutting it, man. Victor Robles is a better leadoff hitter. And, if you had to choose between one or the other, I choose Victor Robles. I hate to say it for JP. I love him, but like you said, man, how long are we going to stick with guys that are 200 and 215 hitters? We can't. We got to get rid of the Garvers and the JPs and the Polos, and if JP can't get back, and I like JP more than Polo and Garv, but I mean, if this is going to be something that continues, Cole Young, Cole Emerson, yes, please give me those guys instead. Give them a chance to show what they can do. Next up is Demo, pops it up. Bottom of the ninth, 7-3 Padres. Nobody on with 1 out. 206 average. I mean, we got too many fucking guys batting 100 to 200. 100, 150, 180, 190, 200, 205, 210. And again, if we're going to have to deal with it with Cal Raleigh, well, at least he's giving us 30 home runs and 70, 80, 90 ribbies. That's a lot more than anyone else on the team. That's the only way that you can make up for, batting low, that you're doing something else. Defense, leadership, throwing guys out, from the catcher position, getting big RBIs, clutch hits in the 7th inning and beyond. You got to give us some reason to keep you. Just got too many guys that are just below average. Something needs to change. But I think we can win tomorrow with Brian Wu. 1-2 pitch from Suarez to Moore, which will probably be a strike 3. And yes, it is. 2 away. All right. Last batter. He's had a good game. But again, he can't do it by himself. And it's been pretty much the Victor Robles, Cal Raleigh, Luke Raley show. And only having 3 guys step up is not enough. 2 for 3 with a base on ball, Victor Robles. 2 for 3 with a double, single, and a base on ball and a stolen base. Victor does it all. And that's what I like. You know, he gives you a little bit of everything. 289 average, 4 homers, 21 ribbies. He's not going to hit you a lot of home runs, but most leadoff hitters don't. But give me some, stolen bags. Give me some good defense. And there you go. See? Victor Robles again. JP, you lost your spot, bud. This is what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do, right there. But can anyone help him afterwards? Now you got another guy, like a JP Crawford, even though he's been hot as of late, 0 for 4 day. When you're Julio Rodriguez, you shouldn't have too many 0 for 4, 0 for 5 days. If you want to be a Hall of Fame or all-star type of player, you got to quit that shit. We need to be able to count on you. Come on, Julio. And have you noticed also, too, when Julio ends up having big games, a lot of times no one else does. It's like the whole team sucks, but then he ends up hitting a big, 2-run jack. We still might lose the game, but it's like he ends up playing well when no one else does. We need him to play well when other guys play well also. 0 for 4, ground out to the double play in the 7th. 260 average, 14 homers, and 49 ribbies. Big swing and a miss. Off balance swing again. Come on, Julio. 1 strike away from a victory for the Padres. And big swing and a miss. And that is it. Final score, Padres 7, Mariners 3. Big win for the Padres. And at least we got Brian Wu coming tomorrow. Because, again, if we didn't have Brian Wu, if it was any other pitcher, it would probably be an automatic loss. But since we do have Brian Wu tomorrow, it's our best chance to get revenge and try to win tomorrow. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you to everyone that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. You guys are the best. And I got one question for you. Who do you know talks sports like us? Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I got to go eat dinner and take Paisley on a long walk, and I'll be live tomorrow. Same time, same place, but a different result. Okay, 6:30 Pacific here. And we got King versus Wu. Let's go, Mariners. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Congratulations, double E, and I'm out. Gang, go Mariners.